That's a good manager right there, asking the right questions. Why you changing the shit up today?
I be needing that challenge though, man. Like I be needing that sometimes because I overthink things.
Yeah. I think we all do. Anybody that's creative, we definitely need some kind of management.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you feel like, man, it's a certain point where somebody may need management versus you can handle this for now. You need to work harder.
I think the whole time they need management. I think the whole time. But it's just like, everybody don't have that, or they don't have like a person believe in them or whatever. But everybody needs help. Because, two people doing it is better than one person doing it.
Yeah, to really try to build something out.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, that's it. Hey, I wanted to get something to drink too, man.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
What do you have? It looks like Hennessy. It is?
I got a little bit of Hennessy, and I also got some tequila, man.
I drink tequila.
You got tequila?
You got that white shit. You get that from the Bahamas or something, nigga?
Well, I had a homegirl that
thank you so much.
You know what I'm saying? Had a homegirl that came through.
Cover this up because
she went on a little cruise.
Because fuck the rock. He ain't giving us no money for this shit. Fuck the rock. Hey, homegirl went on a cruise and she got that.
Yeah, she got that for me.
Niggas love that white Hennessy.
Yeah, man.
Are you a Hennessy drinker?
Almost a little bit. I probably would say I'm more of a whiskey. Yeah, I dab in the whiskey cognac, but I mess with the tequila too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When
you don't drink whiskey? No.
You don't?
You do? Is it a difference? That's what I wanted to know. Is it? Because I've drunk the white and I had regular Hennessy and I was like, that's not a real difference to me.
It's really just preference. Now, for me, it's like the whiskey make me a little warmer. I like it in the winter. Yeah. It's a vibe thing, and if you like cigars or stuff like that, it goes perfect with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
No, what I'm saying,
that's when I'm chilling. If I'm turning up,
what's the difference between white Hennessy and regular Hennessy?
If I'm not mistaken, it's just how it's prepared. Maybe.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying, but.
God damn. White Hennessy made by the white people. The regular is what? That's wild. That's wild. It's like that Jack Daniels Uncle Nearest thing.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, wild.
That's wild.
Complete difference. I feel you.
That's wild. But I don't think.
as far as the cognac, now that was a gift. Now I would say I drank the Douce. You know what I'm saying? And I try to be cautious of those type of brands that I tend to support. You know
I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing.
I just got that as a gift.
You got I see. But you support your people.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was on that tip for a long time, man, and I don't know, so something happened. You know what it is?
What's that?
Like here, right? Like I love supporting black businesses here, but if you don't know about business things, then you don't know the other black businesses that are here. Because there are people that like do stuff to help you. But a lot of it, what you see is food.
Yeah.
And I go to these places, and it's just the service isn't all the way up to par. You know what it is? The service of this town, when it comes to that, hasn't evolved with the patron. You know what I'm saying? It's a new generation of people. People are they're faster. They got things to do, and they want to be treated with respect.
Yes,
those two things: quick service, respectful treatment. And if you know about Princess coming up, I mean,
that was the spot.
I don't want to,
Yeah, that was the spot.
It was the spot, but it was like, yo, nigga, I used to call that. You would call down there, right? You call down there and try to order ahead of time. You get on that mug, you call the phone, you put your order in. Boom. You go down there, get in that line, you tell them, yeah, I got this is my order I put in. They be like, all right, cool. And then they'll call out your order to the back and start making it when you get there. Golly. If you know about that, but they did that. Unless you knew somebody there, and then you get the hookup. But man, I remember like experiencing that and thinking that was regular service, and then moving to a place like New York or even LA, getting a different type of service, and then coming back here and expecting that service, because we're in the new era of Nashville living or whatever the fuck we in, and it not evolving.
You ain't get that.
I ain't getting that shit from the black restaurants, bro. I ain't getting that shit. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy because I still eat that food. I still eat from God Wings all the time. I love them.
Yeah.
look, niggas looking like, yeah. If you live out east, you're like, yeah. Yeah. So, I get it. But it's just service. I mean, even like if you was one of those people that went to that Crystal on Trinity Lane, man.
Oh,
It's a difference between the Crystal on Trinity Lane and the Crystals on Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's a difference. Or the Crystal out in Williamson County, in Franklin, not Williamson, in Franklin, Williamson County. Mm-hmm. In Franklin, it's a difference between that Crystals and the Crystals on Trinity Lane or the Crystals on Charlotte.
Yep.
It's just a difference, man.
Yeah, and you got to know where you at that time and what you're doing to know which crystals you need to hit.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I'm just saying, I don't eat them as much now. But I noticed a difference in service. Just like the Walmart. I can keep going. I can go on and on to talk about this. It's like a Walmart on Dickinson Road versus a Walmart on Gallatin Road.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. Like you go to the one on Gallatin Road, they definitely don't have the fucking products locked up in the glass. It's a difference, man. And so
you go to the one, it's even down to the dollar stores, man. You open up the thing, like even if you're trying to get like deodorant or something, the alarm start going off. Like
for Dio,
yeah,
niggas is still. God damn,
it's different, man.
But all that to say is I appreciate supporting people that do that unapologetically. Like the service might not be the best, but you're supporting anyway. And that's the thing we talked about earlier, like me not liking the Drake. It's like it's a bigger picture, honestly. Play, bro. It's like you can't get mad over niggas give you bad service if they don't make enough money to really help. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you got to support, and that's just the way it go. But
we gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Okay. We finna have a good time today.
It's like Drink Champs, but better. It's Nashville.
Come on now.
You're from Nashville.
Yes, born and raised. Out east.
Out east too.
Yes.
Boy. Where did you grow? Where did you? Whoa. Out east where? Because out east kind of big.
Right off of Gallatin Road. So like, just like what you said, like the Meridian area. Yeah. I'm right down the street. I'm right off of Gallatin Road.
Oh, okay.
So right there where they gentrified real heavy by the. I used to be 2 minutes from Cass Music.
Okay.
Remember Cass Music?
I do remember Cass Music.
Right there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm.
You right in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You in the thick of it. Because it's like when you talk about out east, if you're not from out east, you might think it's like one area, but it's actually a plethora of areas.
Yep. And depending on what side.
Depending on what side.
Mm-hmm.
Out east you're on. Are you on the Gallatin Road side or are you on the Dickinson Road side?
Yep.
Depending on what side you're on.
Location.
And so I remember, man, my friends, we used to joke about it, and because where that area is, and it's really like it's northeast. So and it's like, you really kind of from. I grew up in Shepherdwood, like kind of from north side. I used to get so pissed, like, you got to cross Brick Church Pike to even get to me. So I used to talk about that, but yeah, okay, that's out east. All right, cool. Hey, it's funny. It's kind of funny how everybody from out east is doing it big, man. Everybody like the most. It's something out east to me is like Queensbridge, in New York. It's something in the water, and it's just a plethora of talent that comes from there. Don't get me wrong. The other sides of town, I lived on all sides of town, so I get it. But it's just something about that water, man. Out east,
you got some talented people, man. Talented people.
I would put us in a competition. We're pretty good.
Put us up against them.
We're pretty good.
Everybody
that comes from out east, every artist I know Petty's from out east.
Yes.
I know Brian Brown is from out east.
Yes.
And that's all I need to know. Sweet Poison's from out east.
Yep.
All the ones that I really like are from out east. No diss to everybody else, because I grew up in Bordeaux too. I get it. I grew up in Bordeaux.
But depending on, like you said, the side of Bordeaux.
Depending on what side of Bordeaux you're on.
Right there on the cusp. Like you out east, you out north. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there, man. So, yeah. So, I get it. But, man, there's so many talented people. Anyway, so that's good. 2 out east people.
Come on now.
All right.
Thank you.
That is not Bordeaux that they live in, though. That's not Bordeaux. That's like Enchanted Hills almost. It's almost Enchanted Hills. Bordeaux to me, right? Okay. You familiar with Trinity Lane, Clarksville Highway? If you go down Trinity Lane, you pass Clarksville Highway, and you go like past that whole shopping center, all that shit, the neighborhood to the left, to me, that's like Bordeaux. And it's like behind, it's like, you know, like County Hospital Road, like, because Trinity Lane turns into County Hospital Road. And so by the time you get, that's, to me, all that neighborhood to the left and the right, to me, that's like Bordeaux. That is north. And then it's a different side of north. If you keep going up, the Kings Lane and all that shit, by where Black Sun live, that's out north too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally, you go towards Ashland City. So that's you going north, you know? That's north too. And then on the other side of Bordeaux, like if you're going down Clarksville Highway and the Dodge City, everything to me to the right of Clarksville Highway is north. If you're going down like towards Dodge City or towards the city, everything on the right to me is north. But then like all that shit too, if you make a right, you know, and going down and going down John Merritt, that's west side because you're going to Jefferson, you're going to TSU. You're going to all that shit. To me, that's the West. Preston Taylor, right behind TSU. That's the West. For
to me, yeah. And if you go like 2 minutes, now you out north.
Yes. So it's kind of it's like they're really West and North are really close together, but there's a clear difference in the West. And you, bro, homie can live on the bottom. Yeah, he can live either in the bottoms, or he can live in Shepherdwood. And those are like far away from each other. They're like, they're far.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's weird, man, how that shit goes.
Everything is separate but almost connected.
It's everything is very connected. And then when you get into the actual cardinal directions, nothing is what it is. Nothing is what it is. Nothing is.
Oh, you still out east? I'm like, niggas told me I was out north for the longest.
Really? Over by Black Sun is out north, though. It's northeast.
Yeah.
Because you're look, because the rule is, to me, if you're on the other side of Brick Church Pike, that's north. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But Trinity Hills is over there. I don't know what they would call themselves, or north or east. I don't know. But it does, and it's been jumping over there as long as I can remember, from the time I've been living. Like T Hills. It used to be like a T Hills gang.
What?
Yeah, Trinity Hills, bro. Trinity Hills. It used to be popping.
Oh,
it was a time. It was a whole time, man.
That is hilarious, man.
But yeah, it's weird how that shit go.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. All right, man.
All right. Are we talking? We're talking now.
Yeah. That's just some precursor, man. That's just giving somebody some, a little bit of the personality.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. I know you're gonna chop this shit up. Are you an editor?
I am.
You are?
A little bit of editing, yeah.
I respect the art. No, for real. I just started doing it. I did that case video that just came out. Mm-hmm. I did an edit on that. Yeah, I chopped that, and then the first one that we put out, the Tequila Diary, I chopped that. I saw
some great videos too.
I started chopping videos. Yeah,
still work, man. All right, no, come on.
Hey, I appreciate it from a nigga that really do it.
Yeah,
you really do it. I just got in there and was like, I could do this. It is, just something man don't do, but it was like a duck in water because it looks just like Ableton. Like if you're moving wave files, and my thing really is like orchestration and composition. So moving around video files and singing it to music, I was like, oh, this is kind of the same thing. It's just looking at video.
It's a different process, man.
Yeah, man, I respect it. It's actually one of those things like that I picked up that has nothing to do with music per se that I love, and I'm excited. So it
excites you doing that? Like editing, it brought a whole new vibe to it. Didn't
I sat out for like 6 hours to do that Wish You Will shit, and I just sat there and did it, and didn't even realize how much time. I was like,
just locked in.
Yeah, loved it, bro. Nigga showed me one thing: apple cake. How to split the shit.
It been locked in since doing it.
We did. You showed me apple cake. Nigga. I was like, that's how you split up. Cool, nigga.
That's fire.
Locked in, bro. So if y'all, if you know, I know you do it, but if you ever want to like mentor me, man, or
I got you.
Or need somebody that's looking to get into that, I love it.
I got you, man. I got you.
Doing it,
we can do it, man. All right, man. Mic check 1 2. We are back.
Mic fucking check.
Come on.
Can I cuss?
Yes, man. Yes, of course.
All
Fuck.
Right.
Yeah, get that shit off, man. We are here, bro. This is a free space. We having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a legend in the building, man. You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn right.
It's really special. It's really special, man. But you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the Lost in the Sauce podcast, man. Mm-hmm. I'm your host, Sauce. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for, supporting the podcast, sharing the podcast, man. Subscribe to Outies Network. Hit the likes on the video, man. Leave some comments down below. You know what I'm saying? Follow. We on Apple, Spotify, Google Play. Yeah, man. Just continue to support the movement and what we got going on, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. Today is special. I reached out to this brother, man, just because I have so much respect for his craft and everything that he has done up until this point. And I took it personal because I felt like he ain't done enough to really just talk about it. And so reached out to him. Him being the humble brother that he is, he like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Just free, open, and hey, man, one thing led to another, and we here now.
Yeah,
but
at the Forge.
Yes,
at the Forge. Man.
Thank y'all for having us, man. This is a beautiful space. It's a vibe. This is amazing, man.
Yeah, it's an art community. It's an art community center.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Bro, I did not know this was over here.
It is. It's something about Nashville, but it is something happening because I would have never came over here. Like I would have never even known about this, but it's artists that are here that work out of here, that are popular in the community. Y'all keep talking about her, like Meg.
Yeah, Meg Pie.
Yeah.
Shout out Meg.
I didn't even know who she was. So I've been walking in here for like 2 years almost and seen her. And I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
But everybody knows who she, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just dope that she has a place to come work at.
Yes,
and
man.
I think more creatives, we should have more space. Like this is more so that like of something that like if people ask what does Nashville need to do for the African American community as far as creatives, it's shit like this. Like this is like a thing. Like give us a space so we can go do our thing and not have to pay money to do it, and we could just create freely.
Yes.
So yeah,
yes.
This is it. So shout out to Forge.
Shout out to the Forge, man.
Yeah. Man.
We have this talented brother in the building. It is an honor to have him here today. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor to be here.
Yes, yes.
This is great.
His brother is Grammy nominated. I'm gonna have to just go through the list. I have to just write it out.
It's all true. Go ahead.
Yes.
I love
it. This is a talented musician, Grammy nominated, producer, master keyboardist.
Yeah.
This man has credits on Cold World, The Sideline Story, Born Center, 2014 Forest Hill Drive, For Your Eyes Only, KOD. He's worked with Ari Lennox on Shea Butter Baby, Boss, Too Hot to Ride, Milky Way. We only talk about real shit when we get. Come on. He got it on.
We fucked up.
Come on.
We won't talk about real shit when we fucked up. Okay.
This brother is a legend.
Oh, and the 444 album. Don't forget
444. Oh my God. Yes.
Niggas forget that.
How did I forget?
Niggas forget
the 444 album. Oh my God.
Niggas forget that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome this Nashville legend. He's in the Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
The Mount Rushmore?
Yes. When you name some of the legends here in the Ville, in my humble opinion, you are a part of that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome Mr. Ron Gilmore.
Yes. Yeah, clap. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that.
We're going to get the real claps in it, too.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, how you doing?
I'm cooling, man.
Yeah.
I was real hungover this morning, man. So you know how you wake up early hungover and you're like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be up right now. Or like 8 o'clock, bro.
Get to it.
No, I was drunk and woke up and went back to sleep. You know? But then I thought about you. I was like, I don't want to
I appreciate that.
I want to keep this brother in mind. So I rolled over. You know what I'm saying? I was asleep. I was like, let me text this brother. I hit you up and told you about today. So that was the thing. But no, I was like, we've been celebrating Case, man. He just put out a song that me and him are on. I produced it, and he's about to put out a video. He did a show.
Yes,
went over really well. You know, so that's a thing. And so we just been celebrating that for like the last 2 days.
Dope,
and it's been fun.
Dope, man.
And I've been drinking, like I just
turning up, man. Having a good time.
I'm not a big drinker neither. I used to be, but I don't really drink that much now.
Yeah.
So when I do,
celebration.
I still drink. Right. I'm a celebratory drinker. So I'm drink, you know, but I still drink like I used to drink when I'm celebrating. I'm like,
so you go all the way.
There's no adjustment, bro.
Hey man,
no adjustment being made.
1 to 100.
It's like 100. Like I want another one. Supposed to stop it too. Bro.
Hey man,
just to stop. Nigga, you don't drink like that no more. But that voice does not kick in, bro. So you know.
Oh man,
yeah, I still drink.
Amazing.
But that's man, we've been celebrating that. So, but I'm feeling good, man. A lot of right now I feel like everybody's in a time of transition. I feel like everybody's in a time of like renewal too. Because it's like we've been losing a lot for like the past like few years. So everybody's renewing, building back up. Everybody's transitioning, and I'm no different from any other human. So I've been going through that too. Like I moved back to Nashville, to be close with my family. But that's after some, shit start going crazy. Niggas getting older, people start dying. So you want to be close to your family when you're in that era. So I kind of wanted to do that. Yeah. But feeling great. Yeah. I'm alive.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Do people ask you how you feeling? Do people ask you questions on the thing?
I allow that.
You allow it?
Yeah. I let them open dialogue. I like having open dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you're a master interviewer though.
You think so?
Yeah. Cause see, I was talking about this with my girl the other day. I was like, yo, like it's like a master interviewee. Like I'm a master interviewee. I'll do an interview, but it's like I was telling her, I was like, when you're a master interviewer, like interviewee, it's like, what do I want to talk about? And it's the game. Then that's when the game starts because it's an interviewer. You want me to talk about whatever. Your job, the art of it is to get it out of me. It's to pause. It's to
pause it up.
It's to get all the information that you can and make your interview good. And my job as an interviewee is to treat that like gold or whatever. Or whatever, or whatnot.
And it's to ultimately get out whatever's on your mind and on your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey.
Oh, yeah, what they doing in there? They doing something. Can you hear?
It ain't bothering them.
Oh, no, it ain't coming up on the mic. They got that short.
No, we good.
Got the professional mics, I see. But nah, I watched the interviews, man. I thought, you know what I think? It's just right on time, bro.
Yeah. Like I think it is, man.
These interviews and what you're doing with your podcast, it's right on time, and we all need this. So it's cool,
man. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you here, man. And thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate that, man. And to answer your question, I'm doing good, man. Like you said, like life comes with its ups and downs. I always look at it as a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You come with the good and the bad. So it was pretty interesting when we was talking like off camera about like staying in the middle and kind of riding that out, like not getting too high, not getting too low. Yeah. Staying right there in the middle just because I've had plenty of times where the highs come, but then some bullshit happen and then you gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with real life, So but other than that, man, like the mental's good. I'm in a good space, you know what I'm saying? I'm having fun with what I'm doing with this craft. And it's good, man.
I feel like you are. I feel like you are having a good time. You passionate about it. And this is a good time to be doing this stuff. Yeah. Like you're like right on time. So like, it's like God is still outside. If you believe in that. But it's what you're doing is right on time. And we in Nashville and that community, they need something like that. They need somebody to go talk to or something like that, or a podcast or something that exists in the world today. Like a podcast and how podcasts function. And this town is just like that. It needs like all the things that it seems like everybody everywhere else has. We have a lack of. It's so weird, but we don't. And so I think we don't have a lack. And so the fact that you're even doing this is like, because bro, nobody was doing this.
Yeah.
And we have people doing great things, but nobody was really taking their time to be like, let me reach out to these people in this community and just talk to them.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So.
As hard as that sounds for some people, like, I think it's truly an honor to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you kind of laid the foundation, the groundwork. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to come and talk to you about it.
Bro, somebody has to document what's going on, right? Especially right now in this city. I mean, if you just look at just life in general, like what's going on in this city right now is really amazing.
Yes.
It's, I mean, good or bad, right or wrong. It's amazing. City's on the precipice of major change. Someone needs to document that.
Yes. 100%.
Especially when the face of the city when it concerns music or entertainment or arts is like country white people. Nobody's documenting the black guys, the black people that are doing amazing music and amazing things here. And it's been like that for a long time, and I understand it. But to have you here is really important, and it's gonna bring dividends for the artists that are here that's doing that and that's participating in what you got on, and for you, because it's history. A people's history of the United States is like the untold stories. And the good thing about it is I don't feel like that what you're doing or the people that you're interviewing are going to be like go under the radar people. Some of these people are going to be major people. And when they look back, they're going to be like, oh my God, you're going to have their beginning moments. And that is like gold.
All right. Let's start at the beginning for you, man. I mean, we got a lot to cover. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
We got a lot to cover, man. So let's go from the start.
Okay.
Take me to the genesis. Where did all this start for you? And when did you know this was a thing?
All right. The genesis, I didn't know it was a thing until later, but the genesis was I went to a school. This is funny. If you went there, you will understand why I'm saying this. I went to Merle. It's not called Merle. It's called Morel.
Wow.
But if you went there, like it's an alternative school, you said Merle. And it's so fucked up because it's like we can't read. But like, yeah, of course, we're an alternative school. But anyway, I went to Morel or Merle, and I had a guidance counselor. You have to talk. You have to go to counseling when you go to schools like that. And the guidance counselor showed me like a song on piano. I was walking by a piano, and she literally started playing a song, and I thought it was the illest shit I ever seen in my life. So she taught me piano, and that's when my fascination with piano started in music. It didn't get real to me until I was like maybe midway in high school, and I just did it because I just like to play. Mm-hmm. It got real to me in high school when I realized you can make money from it. Because I was playing at church. I was going to NSA, and I was playing at Ray of Hope, and I'm making $250 a Sunday, man, and it was great at the time. I was, imagine you in high school, you playing music. So I was just like, man, I was 16, and I was doing that, and that's when it became real to me. Like, you can make money from doing this. Oh yeah, let's do this. So that's what but it started when I was young, man, and like going to school. And it's so crazy because I'm going to alternative school, which is like obviously I fucked up, but it's like that was the silver lining because I don't think I would have gotten no personalized attention or had the experience with somebody that is so passionate about talking to kids that she's willing to like. She was like, "Yeah, I'll teach you the song on piano if you could open up and talk." And I was like, "Okay." As a child.
So that was a bargaining thing.
It's bargaining. Yeah. So that's how I started, man. Shout out to Miss Alice Smith. It was a long time ago.
Wow.
But yeah, she taught me my first song, and then I just took it from there. I did the ear thing, but I was young though, so I was terrible. So you try to play by ear and trying to do all these things, and I think I did the church thing for a little bit when I was younger. This is like young Ron. So all this stuff is like, imagine they're just letting a little kid at church just play on piano. Like, yeah, that's what I was doing. I wasn't like working or anything like that. But my mom saw that I had promise as a musician. And so here's the real thing. What she did was, if you're in Nashville, if you're in the MIP program, which is you going to alternative schools, I would go to like East Magnet or regular schools, but you'd be in the alternative class. They try to keep you in one class all day. I didn't do that, but my mom, in order to get me out of that program, you have to really do a lot. Mm-hmm. And she filed an injunction against the state of Tennessee in order to get me out of that program into a school like NSA, which is when it really became real. NSA didn't have an MIP program. It was an art school. So in order to go to the school, which I got accepted into, I had to get out of the program. And at the time, there was no way to get out of the program. The state planned it, and the people had it planned. Like educators was like, once you get into the alternative school program, you stay in it. And that's where the whole school to prison pipeline thing came from. They were taking the kids to jail off having fights. You get a fight in the cafeteria on the bus, you go to juvie. Wow. Yeah. So that's what they did. So to get out of that, my mom had to do a lot of work, like legal work, to get me out of that. And that is what changed my life, like going to NSA and being around people that just did arts. I was a violent child. It was just, and I got around these people, there was no violence. It was just gone. So it was just, that's when it got real for me, like high school, and just having a community that really supported it. They saw promise in me as a musician early, and my whole community supported it. Everybody supported it.
Wow. What transition from that part to ultimately moving to like New York?
Because we was here, and, I got to paint a picture. Like, just think about everything that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. The same things were going on back then, and when I say back then, it's not that long ago. This is pre 2010, right? Mm-hmm. That's when I moved, 2010. Before that, you had a lot of open mics. Like, you had an open mic, Urban Indie Live, which was only independent artists from Nashville that did R&B and hip hop that would do that downstairs at BB King's. Like, and you had you also had like the Rutledge. You had like what we know is what they called it Jazz and Jokes. But it was something else. I forget the name. We talk about it all the time. But it was venues, and this city was coming off of like having somebody like a Shannon Sanders, who was Grammy winning. Like he wrote some major songs for a major artist, and the city was just was going up. And so I think that was a time, like during that time. Like hold on. What was the question one more time?
Basically, I want you to paint that timeline of what you're doing right now. Paint that timeline from NSA
to moving to New York. So when I'm in the military, I get out of the military.
So you went to the military?
Yeah, I did that. That's no big deal. No big deal. So, but I go to college, I do that thing, and Nashville has a scene. It has a scene at this time because I'm MDing for artists. I'm only doing R&B and hip hop. I'm not even doing hip hop, just mostly R&B and shit. And playing around town. We had a jazz club on 2nd Avenue. We had Kajiji's. We had it was things going on. And I just remember being around a group of musicians. It was a group of us. They probably don't even remember this, bro. But it was so influential as to why we moved, because we talked about life here and how it was a proverbial ceiling. Like, you can only get so far if you do African. Same thing that we're talking about now. If you're doing black music, you can only get so far. And this is pre-2010 that we're talking about this. Keep in mind, I don't do nothing else but play music. So I have a living. I have a life. You can play at church. I was shout out Joe Johnson. I was doing I was playing with him, and he was MDing like Angela Winbush and After 7. So there was work. But you had to go out and get it, and you had to go outside of this town to get it. And we were like, well, where are the people going? And why can't we in this town get a one-up, like to where we can have real careers, making real money doing this? And it all just set the stage for me moving. And oddly enough, it was a guy that I was working with here, and he moved to New York. His name is Tim Dillinger. He moved to New York first, started the band out there, and then had me coming up there to MD his band in New York. So that's how I even got a leeway to moving up there. It wasn't like I just upped and moved to New York. I had a situation waiting on me, And those guys, they was gracious enough to let me stay at their house, and I would, MD for them and do the rehearsals, and I started going up there. I remember the summer of 2009. That's when I started going. And the guy, Tim Dillinger, he had moved like maybe a year or two earlier. So, it was a guy I was working with down here. And he transitioned up there for more opportunity.
Wow.
I knew I wanted to move. And I had written down on a notebook, like, big letters, like Philly, Tokyo, Atlanta. Wow. And it was like 3 different options. Like, one was like the live. At the time, you got to understand, Adam Blackstone was coming out major. So all the live shit was coming out of Philly. Atlanta was like a big recording hub at the time. I was thinking about if I'm going to be a session musician, going down there. And then Tokyo was just like just crazy. They were doing a lot of live jazz music at the time, though. It's 2009, 2010. Around that time, it's a lot of live music going on over there. And it was just such a drastic move. It was just something in my life I had to change. So those are my options. And then God was just like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. But let me just go ahead and just show you what's really hood. And I happened to just go to New York instead of those places.
Wow.
Yeah. Due to Tim Dillinger bringing me up there.
Got you. Got you. Now, when I was looking you up and I was Googling you, I realized that you played keys for Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
How in the hell did that happen?
All right. This is crazy. I love telling. It's good to have this story finally told. So I go up there. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah,
go.
We get that good. We get that good.
Take a hold on. Come on. Tell you this whole story. It's great. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, just give me a little bit more. Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing to do today. I'm gonna be a little tipsy on this interview. I tell you, it's like Drink Champs, but better, and not as many people.
Come on now.
All right. The Lauryn Hill. Cheers too, man.
Cheers. Thank you, brother.
Cheers to the cast, man. Cheers to the podcast. All right, Lauryn Hill. So, Tim Dillinger brings me out to New York. I play for his band. He's got a band called Soul Kiss. Now, they have musicians from New York up there. They were using this guy named Adam Minkoff. Shout outs to Adam because he's amazing, bass player. But Adam couldn't make the first gig that they were doing. So they had called another guy that couldn't make the gig. Then they called another guy who could make the gig. And that guy, his name is Nate Jones on bass. Now, wow. Nate Jones on bass is phenomenal. We would listen to it in the morning. Nate Jones on bass is playing bass on In the Morning.
Wow.
That's him. So Nate Jones took a liking to me. He had an open mic going every Wednesday in Brooklyn. And I would go play. His drummer for that open mic was Lauryn Hill's MD at the time. Wow. Guy named James Rouse. Biscuit. Amazing drummer. Great guy. Amazing drummer. Shout out to Biscuit. So it was Nate. He had another keyboard player there too. It wasn't just me, Nate, and Biscuit. It was another guy that he had there. And they were just showing love and letting me just come and sit in, make a little bit of change, and be exposed and expose myself to his community. I mean, in an open mic, what easier way to do it than an open mic? So, and that's the thing that I noticed quickly about New York. Like, you could be at an open mic playing with Lauryn Hill's MD as the drummer.
It's crazy.
He was a drummer.
Holy.
And it's crazy how I even got that gig because he asked me to come, and she was doing auditions looking for a keyboard player at the time. And it was right around, you can go look at this, right around the time they did this thing called Ragamuffin Tour, and they was in Australia.
Yeah.
Come back from Australia. She's about to start back out doing stuff. This is 2010. And if you know about all the shit she's going through before, it was wild. It's 2010, so I go to the audition. She asked me to play this crazy ass shit. It's kind of wild what you got to play, but I played it. And it's like Jamaican music, mad fast, bro. It was mad funny of what I had to play. And I go and play and do my thing. And she says, I don't like him. I'm not feeling him. You're talking about me. Sells businesses. I'm not feeling this nigga. And so, side note, at the time, if you offer all the gospel enthusiasts, I'm playing for James Hall at the time, too. If you know about gospel music, James Hall is big in gospel music. I was playing for him before. So crazy. While I'm playing for him and we're doing all this thing, I go to this Lauryn Hill audition. She doesn't like me. Swear to God. I had just gotten a church gig, too, in New York. St. John. Shout out to them. St. James. Jesus Christ. And I go back. I didn't get it. And that following Sunday, we had to play at church. We did like a night service. And I swear it was, and everything. I'm not telling everything that was going on at the time. Like I was looking for a place to live. I had a lot going on. I played for James Hall. I had just been in New York for like a month or two, so I was broke as fuck. And then, it was just, but it was a lot going on. And the context was I was playing at this church, and I was, how if you know about church music, you gotta wait 2 weeks if it's a big church. I had to wait 2 weeks to get my money, so that 2 weeks, I was like, oh god, struggling like a motherfucker, man, just struggling my ass off, just doing whatever I could do, like to make ends meet. And I remember, bro, I had $100 bill and I was staying with Tim, and I was staying with his bandmates at the time, and they were leaving. They were moving out of where they were living at in Long Island. I had to find a place to live in New York. And I swear to God, I took a tithing envelope. I put $100 in there. I wrote on the back of it, I need a place to live. Put it in church. This is a real story. And that night, I got a call, that Sunday night. If you know anything about New York, I'm at the Jamaica station, Long Island Railroad, and I get a call right at the Long Island Railroad as I'm about to go back to Long Island, which I was living at the time, and it was my man Biscuit. He was like, "Yo, Lauren needs a sub tonight for keys. Can you come to Jersey right now and sub tonight?" I'm in Long Island. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going. Yeah. Go to the rehearsal. And me and El Boogie, bro, it was really like a big sister, little brother thing. Because I started joking when I got there. Like the same way we joke. Yeah. But I was even more menacing because he was the first person I ever seen that had her purse in a chair. She had a chair for her purse. She didn't put her purse on the ground. And I ain't never seen no shit like I was like, hey, nigga, you got a whole, that's how y'all famous people, that's my thing. That's how you famous niggas do it. You got fucking chairs for your purses, nigga. Like, damn. And so she thought, and I mean, and she, from what I know at the time, she wasn't a very communicative person. Like, she wasn't outgoing. And she just busted out laughing. Busted out laughing. And I was joking. Yeah. And the whole rehearsal, I was just joking, bro. Great, I'm barely playing anything. Just joking the whole time, making jokes, just being a fucking class clown, bro. And she was like, you know what? That's my guy. And then, for the next 2 years, I was her guy, man. Wow. And that's how that happened, man. That's how that whole thing happened,
That is amazing. Wow.
Unexpected, too. Because, like I said, I went to our first auditions. I'm not getting the Lauryn Hill gig. Oh, well. Like, it's all right. It wasn't the most, oddly enough, it wasn't the most detrimental thing because I had a lot going on. Even though I didn't have a lot of money, I had a lot of things going on, and I knew that, like, I was where I was supposed to be. So, if I'm not getting the Lauryn Hill gig, it's not for me. And that's it. And I wrote it off. The day I didn't get it, I'm like, okay, it's over. Bro, that shit was so crazy. Like, going to that rehearsal, getting the gig, and I mean the next week, bro, we're like in California. And the week after that, I'm in South America for like 3 months, for a month and a half. And I had never done no shit like that. Never been so it's just like, oh shit. Like, it was my first oh shit moment. You talk about taking off, I was like, oh shit, I'm on a plane to Brazil right now. And we did a gig in Africa, my first time going to Africa. So
what was that like?
It was funny because I realized what culture was and what nationalism was. Like, because I'm black doesn't mean I'm going to go to Africa and all of a sudden, like, oh my God, I'm at home and I'm just going to be all in there, all with the customs. It's culture. And I realized I was American when I went to ask for juice. They bring me back like apple puree, like real apples blended up, like it's real apple juice. But I'm like, nigga, with a minute, maybe. Ignorant, but I just realized. I realized
you from out east, man. You trying to
nigga from out east, bro. I'm in Kigali. I don't know about that shit, bro. I'm in Rwanda. I don't know about this fucking hotel. I don't know nothing about the Hotel Rwanda thing. Nothing. I don't know shit about shit, bro. And all that shit just made me realize what culture was. What nationalism was. Like, oh, my culture is out east nigga, and my nationalism is American. I'm American, and that made me realize, just what all that was, man. It was a culture shock for sure. Yes. I was like, I want to go home. I want to go back to. I was over there my first time. I was over there. I was like, this is great, but I want to go back home. The thing that got me though was everybody's black. That does everything. And the black people there, knowing that you're American, you would think, because of the stories that, especially now in this day and age, this is 2010, 11, so it's a little bit different, but these days you would think that like Africans are hostile to black Americans or don't like us. Bro, those are some of the nicest people. The motherfuckers didn't even raise their voice when they spoke to us. It was very like they treated us because we were Lauryn Hill and we're musicians from America. We're black. It was just like, oh, do you need anything, sir? Like very like treat us like royalty almost. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I'm from out east. I had never experienced niggas treat me like that. I was like, nigga, speak up, nigga. Damn, talk loud. I'm telling nigga, hey, nigga, speak up, nigga, damn. Not knowing that it's a respectful custom to talk in a certain tone to somebody that, you know, that you're servicing. I had no idea, bro. So it was, you know, it was life changing, man. It gave me culture.
Wow, man.
You know, but that was that whole thing. Africa was great. The second time, way better. I was like, oh yeah.
You knew what to expect then. And
I knew what to expect. I was a little bit more cultured at that point. I had been around and seen things, and I knew how to travel. I knew how to go to a different place and explore and see that shit. So,
what's something that stuck with you when working with Lauryn Hill, like in those sessions? And
work ethic, how the media can make you believe you know a person, how media can make you believe that I knew Lauryn Hill or I knew anything about her, and when I actually met her, it wasn't like anything that could have been reported or was reported at the time. She's like a theologian. She knows the Bible very well, and we talk about that. You know, like we talk about shit like that, and so. Very intelligent person. I had never met a person like that. This is a thing that I think that the music community here, we talk about hip hop and R&B, is missing. It's actually knowing people like that and having people like that exist in your world. Think about it. Just one of the most intelligent, successful women of all time, and she's really intelligent, not dumb. It just broke me down a lot. And when they say culture shock, it just showed me what my culture was and what I believed and how I could be wrong. And not wrong in my culture and what I believe, but I could be misguided for sure. And I could be misled and I could be subject to propaganda and I could believe it. Because here I am sitting in front of this brilliantly intelligent, talented person, and I'm sitting there shocked like that this person isn't crazy like everybody had told me she was. That manic work ethic, we would rehearse for 8 to 10 hours sometimes, and she would go home and go to sleep and do her thing with the children and come back like 5 to 6 hours later, 7 hours later, and run it again. That she showed me what work ethic was. And I mean, it was my first touring family. So it's just like I learned everything, like who I am as a touring artist or who as a person a lot was, you know, through that. It was the first time I had been around people that were from the islands like that. Yeah. It was just a culture shock, man. I was 25 when I did that. And I just remember feeling like being a grown up, but also being a child. In that situation because I was so culture shocked and I had to learn so many things just about how to live and like what your culture is. Like what does that mean? What does that mean to be exposed to something that you never knew existed? And it's almost antithetical to everything that you've ever believed. What is that? So it's being around that kind of person. But the work ethic, you know, the traveling, the attention to detail, the care, the willingness to find inspiration anywhere, and the idea, mostly why I'm so even keeled about all the success and shit is like that, you know, because that's a person that had success, and it it didn't like avail the things that we all think success and money avails you. You know what I'm saying? It availed her like, having a lot of crazy shit happening to her. Mm-hmm. So even to look at like mainstream success or what it is to be successful in this world, in America, it just challenged all that. Because before I'm moving up there, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to make money, play for a big artist, do all this shit. And she just changed all that shit for me. Like,
man,
like, why do you play music? What is music for?
Wow.
And I learned all that being there for sure.
Wow.
So it changed. It kind of set me off like that's a lineage, and that's a a place of like thought where thoughts come out of, and what I believe about life. Like, culture comes out of being into a system like that, like a Lauryn Hill system, because it ain't just her. She got singers, a band, she has people, maids, she has children, she has all kind of shit. And being around all of that, you get an experience that could change you culturally. And I think that was just, I got a culture shock, and I just got, she calls it baptized in the fire. And I got baptized in the fire on that. That set me up to do everything else.
Wow.
For sure.
Wow. Okay. So from there, if I'm looking at it correctly, is in that transition you met J.Cole?
This is so funny. This is why God is real. Remember I told you about Tim Dillinger, Nate Jones on bass?
Yes.
Nate Jones on bass, the bass player, went to college with a producer named Elite, who did Who That. Yeah. Elite worked for the Rough Riders before we even knew who J.Cole was. So Elite is already there, but him and Nate Jones went to school together. Elite and J.Cole were in a cannabis chat room together on some rap nerd shit.
That's hard.
Cole, Omen, and Elite, for the Dreamville fans, they was in a cannabis chat. This was shit I would have never did. But we don't do this shit like that, rap chat rooms. But I met Elite through Nate Jones on bass. Mm-hmm. He set up a session one day. Elite was there and bond, and that's how that came across. And it was weird because I met J.Cole and Lauryn Hill at the same time.
Yeah,
like it was like a week that I met both of them.
What?
And yeah, I met both. Like I was in mostly like in February, and like I said, by April, I met both of them in the same week.
Let me ask you. So, like, when you met him, did you feel that on him?
I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck, bro. Because you gotta look at context. Hey. I'm working with Lauryn Hill.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about, because at the time he has the warm out. He wants the warm up out. He has these tapes out.
But look, for some young niggas like us, I'm getting put on to him, and I'm like, bro, I'm a sophomore in high school right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this shit is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Context is I had came up out of the Laffy Taffy era. In the Soulja Boy era.
Got you.
So fuck rap, bro. I don't even give a fuck all D4L. And it's sad too, because I missed the Jeezy T.I. thing. I missed all that. That whole era, I was checked out on rap. Like, fuck these niggas, bro. Like Laffy Taffy. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I grew up on Tupac. I used to listen to Tupac. Like, I was a kid. I had the Me Against the World CD and everything. We used to bump that shit. And you mean to tell me I'm an almost an adult, and I'm driving around kicking it, and we got Laffy fucking Taffy, bro. Niggas dancing.
Hey, bro,
fuck out of here, bro. Yeah. I was checked out on all that shit. And them niggas tried to say in Atlanta they came up with trap. I was listening to 3 6 Mafia, World Domination. I was just mad at all that shit, bro. I hated all that shit. I missed all that shit, bro. So that was the context. I was like, yeah, fuck rap and fuck rappers. Cole, Elite gives me the blow up, the warm up CD, the tape. And I'm like, oh, this nigga can rap. He can rap. I was like, he can rap.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill she studies people that do hip hop. She said she heard Who Dat and was like, he said something like, hot enough to fuck one of Satan hosts. And she loved that line. So much that when she found out I was working with him, she was like, "Oh yeah, you got to go do that shit." So that just goes to show you wherewithal. She knew. I was looking at her like, this is another rapper. He's coming up because I had the Lauryn Hill thing.
Yeah, and so this is where you cutting your teeth at, and so it's like you transitioning over here with somebody that's building up. It's kind of like,
and I'm already with an established artist, and the promise of her making another record is bigger than any promise of a little known J.Cole at the time.
For sure,
talented though. Like I was like, this nigga is making me like rap again. Mm-hmm. He brought me back to rap, but it was her. She was like, "Yo, you need to go do that," because we, at the time, I mean, they're both great people, bro. So I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it just worked out because I'm meeting him and starting to tour with him, and I met him in the studio. But it would seem like that I would go on tour her right as I was get off tour her, I would go on tour him, and vice versa. And that was like for like 2 years, and so it just came to a point where it was just like, obviously, I couldn't just keep working for both of them in the same capacity.
Yeah.
And I mean, giving 100%. And she was just like, yeah, you need to go do that. Yeah. You need to go hop on that J.Cole thing. She knew.
Wow.
But me, it was just like, he's just a rapper that's coming up. Great guy. But you got to it's just all in context. Like that was my touring family. Like we were, she had a band, it was just a big family of people, and that was my first tour, some of my first time leaving the States.
It's some love and sentimental stuff.
That's there. Like, so I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna be here.
Transitioning, yeah.
And so doing the Cole thing, it was like I didn't know them as much as I had knew the Lauryn Hill thing, and so it was like that, like a stranger coming in, and oddly enough, it's just like we grew, and I think it's because I was on tour with Cole and working in the studio. We just spent mad time together, like pause, like all the fucking time. And because of that, and because of the environment, and it was just starting out, it was a good chance to build up a culture, which is the Dreamville culture.
Yes.
And I saw that immediately and was like, this is where I belong. He bought me not that one, but he bought me my first like real computer. I was just like, this is where I belong. And
that's right.
We're friends to this day. Like we still talk today. So shout out to them. But I just remember meeting him and doing all these things and just wherewithal, bro. Because like I said, I was like, I got the Lauryn Hill gig. I'm straight. I don't. This is like extra shit. This is extra on the side shit. But even him though, he looked at me special because he's a huge Lauryn Hill fan. And I had the Lauryn Hill gig. He's like, oh, I got Lauryn Hill's keyboard player playing for me. So I can see it all, man. But I really can say God, man. It's like I'm not a very religious person, man, but I can recognize like patterns and when shit is moving and when it's out of my control. And it's like, oh, this got to be God because it can't just be coincidence.
Yes.
So all that shit, man, is just all of it worked together. Like, transitioning out. I hope I answered the question. I forgot.
No, for sure. You did.
Hope I did.
You painted that entire time.
I be rambling. You got to cut me off.
No, that's great. No, you're a legend, man. You got the floor. You feel me? Fuck me. Fuck what I'm talking about. Hey, man, listen. So, I want to talk about, man, so at that time, can you tell me about some of those, like, legendary sessions that you were in? Because, like I said, for me as a kid, these were some, like, cultural defining times in music, and just it set the tone for even how I grew up, the love for hip hop, and just who was in my tops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And going from that warm up project to then Friday Night Lights, and hearing how some of those songs that you were a part of transition into like Cold Sideline Story into the actual debut album.
Yes.
Like, what was those sessions like?
Oh, it was great. Man? Let me tell you. Hold on. So, all right, I'll give you context. So, if with Friday Night Lights, right, we had been on tour, and he had been working on this as we're on this tour. We were on a Pringles tour, right, first, and it was with a band called We the Kings. Shout out We the Kings. And it's BET sponsored, it's Pringles sponsored. And I remember working on this album. And here's the great part. This is saucy. Cole goes to play for Jay-Z. I remember this. We were all up in quad. We're working in quad in Times Square at the time. Working in quad. Jay-Z downstairs. Goes downstairs, plays the shit for Jay-Z. Comes back up. And he's like, look of disappointment on his face. I remember this. And he was just like, Jay-Z don't like a record. Now, when we did the intro, we went to, this is how the relationship with Tree Sound, this is why it's so funny. When we did the Dreaming session in 2019 at Tree Sound, we went to Tree Sound to do the ending of Friday Night Lights, all the post-production, and we spent some days in there. And I remember being in there and then driving from there to Nashville, like one of my first times coming back. But that's when I got footage too of him doing like Enchanted.
Wow.
Him rapping that. We were in, if you would have to know about Atlanta Tree Sound, but we were in Groove's room in the top, and he raps Enchanted one take.
What?
He raps that shit one take. Like, you had to go get it together. Like something happened. Like get my levels right or whatever. He raps that shit one take.
Holy!
I remember that shit. I remember being downstairs at Tree Sound in the A room, and that's where we did the intro.
Too deep for the intro?
Yeah, Too Deep for the intro with the piano and the Erykah Badu thing. We did it on that grand piano in Atlanta at Tree Sound. And to be honest with you, here's why the thing about artists is important. Cole really set the tone for all that. I, as a musician, can only go as far as the artist I'm working for, and he's producing too. So it's like artist-producer. So even when working with a producer, I can only go as far as the producer's imagination allows me to go in that sense. And I just remember not realizing it, but I was in a real zone. I was like a little bit out of college. I was freshly practiced. I felt like the competition of musicians in New York was way higher than Nashville. So I practiced my ass off. And I just remember being instant. Like I didn't have to think about what I was going to do. And we didn't have to think about like what to do. Like piano, at that time, Cole really loved these piano intros. And that was his thing. So he was like, all right, let's just do piano. That's how on Sideline Story it's a piano intro because he likes the piano intro thing. And I think that started on that song, right? Too Deep for the intro. And I just remember the time, bro. It was just like everybody was figuring it out. We were all figuring out what our real roles were. And every time that I had an opportunity for the track to just be piano, I was going to try to do something where I played something good, but it wasn't like too musician-y. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to be like, I wanted to be a hip-hop musician. I didn't want to be like a gospel musician that played hip-hop. I wanted to do it. Like, I don't know. I wanted to not create a thing, but just step into a lane from my understanding of hip-hop as a fan and contribute as much as I could as a musician. That being said, bro, the sessions, I remember playing that Too Deep in the intro, one take. I remember him rapping that one take. We're all being in the zone, him being on his producing thing, and Friday Night Lights being like, yo, the mainstream niggas don't like this. But we all believe this is the project. Yeah. I would look at it like that's the first project. Because, I mean, and look, and this is something you can look up, bro. It'd be great. I remember the week that motherfucker came out, bro. We did a show. We had been doing the shows. We did the Pringle Tour. We did all this shit. And we had a show coming up in Boulder, Colorado. Never forget this shit, bro. And we had been doing like 250, 500. This room was like a 600, 800 capacity room. And at the time, it was going to be the biggest room we had done. But it was after he put out that shit. And it was like a week after. Bro, that shit was sold out.
Holy.
You can look it up. Boulder, Colorado. A week after fucking Friday Night Lights comes out. This shit was sold the fuck out. And to me, that's when I was like, oh. Because with Lauryn Hill, we didn't put on no records. So you couldn't see. We were just doing live shows. Just touring. And we just baking off her old shit. This is the first time I was with an artist, and I got to put out a record and see the impact, what that looks like when you put out a record and it goes. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was major, bro. I was like, oh shit, like we're on, like we're in there. Wow. When I saw that, just imagine, and I mean, it only got better as we went, but everybody was in a zone. We were all like fresh, and we all had a chip on our shoulders.
Yeah.
To do the very best that we could with what we had. You know. And we're all learning.
I feel like
too.
you could feel that through the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's kind of like we don't have the wherewithal and the success at the time to know how to play it safe or know how to like do a certain thing. And the motherfucker did workout, which was that was in the midst of the Friday Night Sideline Story thing.
Wow.
Listening to a person like Jay-Z tell you, yo, you need a hit. This nigga was like, okay, I got to do a hit and do a workout. And then bemoaning workout only to years later be so thankful. Like, thank God for workout. But workout was created during that time as well.
Holy.
Like workout.
Because like in the morning, take off? Like.
It did, but it didn't do nothing more for him because, okay, at the time when In the Morning came out, if you look at that video, we shot that on tour with Drake. My first time being on a European international tour was Cole doing the Dream. It wasn't Dreams and Nightmares. It was something. I think it might have been something called Dreams and Nightmares or something like that. But it was Drake's first time going to Europe, and that's when we shot that video. So we're already on tour with Drake. So it's already like a thing, and like they know each other. And I think it put J.Cole in the place of with Drake fans. But at the time, here's what I'll say. I remember getting a lot of like not backlash, but a lot of like. One thing is worse. It's like people can talk shit about you, but when people aren't saying anything about you, it's worse. That's worse than people not talking shit about you.
Yeah.
So I remember at the time that all the blogs and shit was just really like J.Cole was coming up and they're trying to get into the whole like he's boring, all this shit, this music and this side. And I'm like, oh, they doing it just because we're like one of the only people not talking about killing and drug shit and money shit. Yeah, we talk about other shit. So I could see the game right away. And I think Drake just even taking Cole on that tour and doing that song, it just put us like, it put him in a place where like, oh no, this guy's famous. He's not just an underground rapper that makes great tapes. This guy's famous. He's like a famous artist. He's Jay-Z's artist.
Yes.
So it just all like connected dots more so.
Wow.
To me, it didn't pop off. Like Born Center popped it off for sure. Woo. But that fucking Forest Hills Drive was really like, I was really like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah. We were all in the zone. We were all confident in what we were doing. And we had a really good synergy of knowing what we're supposed to do, knowing what our roles were, and taking that extra step without Cole or anyone telling us. But that was it, though. Like, that was it. That was a moment. I was like, oh,
that's when, so out of all of those projects, you feel like that 2014 Forest Hill Drive was the most, like, in the zone.
That was in the zone.
Oh,
we were in the zone.
Man.
I think on the raps, he was more in the zone on Born Center, but as far as putting songs together, he was more in the zone on 2014. For sure. And them songs was great. And it was just after the right experience. Yeah. I don't know if he'll ever, if everybody involved will ever be in that kind of zone again. Because now it would be more so like he working with fucking amazing ass T-minus and shit. Like, who's one of the best. So it's just like he could get in the zone, but we've done it before so many times. That zone right there was like, it was a pure, authentic zone. It wasn't like, it was like, we put our Sideline Story, we put our Born Center, we put all these other things. We've toured, we've done all these things. We really know what we're doing now, and let's just do it. You know, it wasn't like, oh my God, we're doing it big. It was just like, no, everybody just did everything that they would normally do with a heightened sense of awareness. Like, it's clearly a heightened sense of awareness that everybody's doing the same thing. Like, I didn't do nothing different on 2014 Hills Drive that I did on the other ones. It's just I was better.
Yeah.
I had more experience.
Yeah.
I knew what I knew exactly.
Do you feel that through the music though?
Yeah.
Like, you feel that through there.
Yeah, you can hear it. If you listen to Sideline Story up until that album, you can hear it. You can hear the progression of all of us. And I thought that was just so special to me, you know.
Just to speak on that in that particular era, like I remember like looking up like videos and seeing y'all jamming out, like doing the live sessions for like Who That and all of that.
Yeah.
And him pointing back to, hey, you know who produced that? Cole, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. It just seemed like the chemistry was just building.
Yeah, man.
And then when y'all get to 2014 Forest Hill Drive, it's like, there it is.
Oh, yeah. The shit just snapped. I remember doing the intro for that shit. And I called like some horn players to come and play horns on it. And that was nothing that I had ever done before. Mm-hmm. But I had the confidence, you know what I'm saying? And like the wherewithal and kind of the, not permission from Cole, but like to go ahead. So like if you need to call some guys to do it. And I didn't have to go ask permission or even felt like it was necessary to do it. I'm like, oh, this is what I want for this. This is what I envision for this. Let me call some people to get it. And then I get them and we do the session and do the horns and that shit and play it back for Cole. He's like, oh, this is great. You know, that it was like that kind of thing. Like, you know, Cole will go off and do something. He worked with another producer some and come back with something. And we're all like, oh, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? And it was just confidence, man. And like I said, it's built confidence together rather than, you know, you bringing me in now and I already know what the fuck I'm doing. I already have confidence. It was like, no, coming from a point where all of us didn't know what the fuck we were doing and we grew together and now we kind of know what we're doing. It's group confidence. It's a different thing with your peers than it is you as an individual. And I mean, that's just it, you as an individual. Because it's individual confidence from individual accolades, not accomplishments as a group. Like, we can do this as a group.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different thing, man. And it set it off totally different. You know, because think about me getting home players for the 2014 album. I did that with, like, you know, the intro with 3 guys. Mm-hmm. For the Born Center album, we got the fucking New York Philharmonic to do that shit. And it's like we did it bigger on the Born Center, and it's like because we're getting the opportunity to do it big, and so we're going to do it big. But for 2014, I'm learning that, hey, you might not need a fucking whole orchestra to get the sound that you want to get. And that's a difference, you know.
Talk to me about when did you gain your confidence as a performing like keyboardist to then jumping in and saying, hey, I got the confidence to produce as well?
I never, ever really had that confidence. And if we back up, I was doing composition shit, like coming out of college. So I was already composing things. And it wasn't more so as like he could play keys, he could produce. Mm-hmm. It was more so like you're so good that you gotta produce. You gotta make shit. But you know, I already had a composition background. But for me, it was more so like my peers, bro. I told you, Cole bought me a computer. Like he bought me a computer. They put Logic on my computer at the time when I was using that, and it was like get to work. Like you know, I was the other keyboard player on tour at the time. It was a guy named Irvin Washington. And he's a genius with that shit. So he taught me how to use Logic. And that's how I got into producing. And this is in 2011, you know. Wow. But I was already, you know, I know how to compose, but not working with a DAW, making a beat, putting the music on and then putting the sample on and then that being it. I wasn't doing that at all. And they kind of got me into that, you know.
Wow.
It wasn't, I would have been cool with being an accomplished pianist. Like I was cool with that. Sure. I was cool with that, but the production was like a new challenge. I wasn't good at it, and it was something. I was, oh man, what happens if I get good at this? Just what happens, and then you know.
So to build off of that confidence, then I want to kind of transition from there because I'm curious to kind of pick your brain on this. Where did the confidence come from? Like you said, you just gave me from being a keyboardist, pianist, performing like that, to now producing, to now like songwriting and adding to the room as a whole. Mm-hmm. So like transitioning from there to like working with Ari Lennox.
It's the artist. So with Cole, it's kind of like I have different roles with these different artists. Like with Cole, he's like a producer, artist, and I'm the keyboard player. I don't really, if I got production credit on something, it would be something that I did, but it would be something like I put together musically. And he would like handle most of the drum work and all that shit, or be another producer, or I would play piano or play another instrument on the song. The confidence came with Boss.
Wow.
Because by the time Boss started rapping, I was making beats and trying to produce. And Boss was working with our other homeboy, Sid, majority of the time. And this is on his first mixtape. When he gets to like his first album, me and him are working together. And because we're both at the same place, as far as me as a producer and him as an artist, it was very easy for us to just work together because we know what the fuck we were doing. I'm a musician. I know what I'm doing as a musician, but producer is a whole different thing, bro. Yeah. And so like that kind of parallel journey and him being the artist, allowing things to go down. Because like, you know, we're working with Cole as producer. Sometimes on some of them songs, I didn't know how it was going to end up. That would be a big thing. I didn't know how it was going to all the way end up on some of them songs. With Boss, it was like on me as to how it was going to end up. And, you know, Too Hot to Riot, I think gave me confidence as a producer because I saw what it did for somebody's career. Same thing. It's like we do the show at Boulder, Colorado. Niggas' checks went from like 1,000 to like 10,000. Like the week after that shit came out. You know, and so to see results is what gave me the confidence as a producer. And it was really like more so, it was one of those remembering who you are type things. Because I came out of college composing. Like I didn't come out being the best piano player. I came out having a composition of mine, and I can compose music. And so it was just more so like, man, like remember that you compose music. You're just in a different atmosphere, in a different setting, in a different time, but that's what you do. And so it was more so about remembering like who I really was at this time. You know, success will make you take on different identities. Success with Cole, I'm a keyboard player or piano player with one of the biggest rappers out. Piano player, not producer, composer. I don't get to be those things in that environment like that until I meet a Boss. And, you know, he doesn't know, and I don't know either. And so we was able to build a relationship off of that. And then you get to a Too Hot to Riot where I already did, you know, we done did Born Center Friday Night Lights. I'm taking all that information and knowledge that I have from doing that and applying it to an album like Too Hot to Riot, you know. And we may not see it being in the top 20 albums, but I saw it change a person's career.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all the confidence I needed. Just be with him and watch his career change. You know.
Talk to me about being the ultimate role player in a sense, like the importance of role playing. Because, like you said, that takes a talent within its own to, hey, in this realm, when I'm with Cole, this is where I'm best suited. This is where I'm best needed to add to the overall vision of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a Boss that's trying to build his sound, when it comes to an Ari Lennox where it's like, all right, I can contribute in this way, that way.
Do more. Yeah.
Come on now.
It was Cole, man. When we had first met, we met, we did a couple sessions together. Then I went on a tour with Lauryn Hill. Like I was out. And during this time he was working with all these other keyboard players. And what he ended up telling me was like, I've tried out all these other guys, and when they would come through to the session, they would want to do more than just play keys. They would want to try to produce or try to do all this other shit. And he was like, bro, I know that you're good, but you know, you stick to what you're doing. Like you stay with the script. Like I'm playing keys, that's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is what got me the Cole thing, I think, overall. Because, I mean, they're better keyboard players, like, for sure. And especially at this time in New York, they're better keyboard players. But I think it was just being the guy that Cole needed. And I learned from that. Like, sometimes you just got to be what's needed. Like, you know, You know, you ain't got to ice skate uphill, man. You ain't got to do too much. You just got to do what's needed.
Yeah.
And that's a work thing. That's something I learned in Nashville, actually. Just let the main thing be the main thing and just do your job. You find a lot of musicians that are very talented that will come and play the same 3 chords over and over again for an artist because that's what the artist wants, and they know that they're providing a service. In my ego and being as good as as I've been, I've wanted to make the shit about me, even if I wasn't trying. I just have that in.
Is that what fuels you?
No, it's like being blessed by God. Like having a uncanny like ability and knowing that, like I'm aware that I can wow motherfuckers with my playing. Like I can sit down, play piano, and you will be like, damn, he played. This is a piano player, and I've known that for a long time. The confidence to accept that is a whole different thing. You know, when you deal with humility in society, what they tell you and all this shit. But bro. Confidence and transition is all about being put in the position to do the thing. And I think Boss put me in a position to be more, but being a ultimate role player is how you stay working. That's how you stay working as a musician. If you're a key, I don't know, on any gig or if you're a drummer or whatever you are, you do your job and play your role, you'll keep the gig.
Yeah.
It's only when motherfuckers try to do the extra shit or perform lower, and shit gets crazy. But if you do your job, like, you'll keep the gig straight up. And I learned that here. Like I said, it's a DIY town. I learned that here, and about being around older musicians who have gigs, like who've had major gigs in this town, and they would tell us what to do or tell us like, don't do that when they saw us doing the thing. And so, you know, it was a community thing, but it was just also God, bro. Like, I didn't feel like with J.Cole, I knew what I needed to do. Even with Lauryn Hill, like, I transitioned through a few different roles in that gig, but at every role, I just did what I needed to do based on the position that I had. Like, if I'm the keyboard player, I'm not trying to be the MD. I'm trying to play keys, bro. Let the MD do his job. But even though I have a mind for composition, I can.
Yeah. You have that in the tool bag.
I have that. I could do that very easily. It's not hard for me to do that, but you ain't got to always do that. The gig don't call for that.
Yeah,
so sometimes you just got to do what the gig calls for. And playing a role has nothing to do with humility. It has everything to do with responsibility.
Ooh.
Like, it ain't me being humble. I'm cold. It's me being responsible. This is the job that I'm getting paid and I'm here to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could do more. But, like, do that on your own time.
Yeah. That's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
So, from what I've seen, like, you know, transitioning from all the work that you were doing with the collective and everything, you got the confidence to go off on the side and do your own work and, you know, get on these songs and sing and compose and bring other artists in and produce every track.
Yeah.
How did that feel when it was like, all right, this is how I want to do my art and this is what I'm going to work on the side. Like, this is my thing.
A challenge.
Wow.
Because I'm not, you know, the vocals isn't my main thing. Like, I never ever tried to be good at that. And then writing, it was just a challenge. Like, you're good at keys, you're good at producing. What do you have anything to say, and what do you have to say? And that's it, bro. And I mean, I've been writing, journaling. I'm telling you something. Let me tell you something. Growing up here really like set everything off because I grew up around songwriters.
Yeah.
Like you grew, you know, I went to NSA. It was like, you could take a songwriting class. I did all that shit, bro. I just never used the tools. And once I realized that I had the tools, like, oh, I can write songs, like, and wrote a song that I liked, it's over. I was like, oh shit, I could do this, and writing songs for other people. But that was just more of a challenge. Like, you're good at keys, you're good at production. What do you suck at? I'm not a good singer. Let's try to get better at that.
Yeah.
What about writing songs? I never ever really tried to write songs. Let me get good at that too. Let me just try to write. And the confidence at all times came from my peers. You should write songs. You should, J.Cole and Boss and the homies that are around there. That we all came up together. Success. If they're telling you, yeah, you should try this. Try to write something. Try to sing on something. Try to do this, whatever. And you see their work ethic, and you see these people changing and challenging themselves. How can I not? If that's my culture, and that's what I believe in, and that's what I'm a part of, and all my friends are challenging themselves and doing different things and stepping up, how can I not? And I'm the coldest nigga here. How can I not?
Come on now.
Be a leader in that too. Like be okay. Well, you're the coldest keyboard player. Great. What's next? What else can you be the coldest at? Yeah. What else can you really attribute to? Like, are you just gonna lean on you being the coldest keyboard player and knowing music theory and that's it? Like, fuck all that, bro. And plus, I had something to say, bro. At the time, I was very like. I grew up reading Malcolm X and shit. So, I was just like, we need like and I'm a big D'Angelo fan. And at the time, it was just not a lot of D'Angelo. And I was just like, we need somebody that's on that kind of tip. That's like a black man who's, and I don't want to offend anybody by what I'm saying, but who's not effeminate, who's a man, who is, I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I grew up out east. Yeah. I have a God-given talent, and I'm a thinker. I fucking see the world as it is, and I have an opinion about it, and I don't see nobody saying the things that I be thinking. So let me be that person. Like, and I just was that person. Like, and I knew, I was like, man, you're going to have to work on the singing. You're going to work on a lot of shit, but it's like, bro, everybody got to work on shit. You know?
Is that what inspired those two projects, the maturation of Lil Ron?
For sure.
Oh, man.
For sure. And I mean, if you look on the Maturation Lil Ron, I only sing on one song. But the idea, which I was trying to get this across when I was putting it out. Now I see like, oh, who gives a fuck? But I wrote all those songs.
Yeah.
Like I wrote all of them, and I had just other people coming and singing them. And I remember I did this song called The World. And Ebe, which is like Cole's manager, and like Ebe is like he's like the guy that don't do music but like knows music. Very important person to have in the room. A guy that don't do music,
he's got the ear,
but he got the ear for music. And so he was just like, I like it. And he listened to that song. He was like, bro, you wrote that? And I was like, yeah. He was like, bro. He was like, I didn't know you could write like that.
Wow.
And that kind of shit, surprising people, that gives me like the confidence, man, because it's like, oh, he's really wild. Because if he wasn't, we listen to shit all the time. He's J.Cole's manager. Listen to good songs all the time. But to hear something like that, it's like, oh, yeah. It gave us just confidence, man. It just, to me, it gave me like, oh, man, like your peers are looking at you bigger than what you think of yourself. So you should lean into that. So that's what did it, man. And I mean, I remember my ex-girlfriend, I was at her house, I'm like, let me just try this song. Yeah. And that was that same Shame one. And when I did it and completed it, bro, I was in tears and didn't realize, like, oh, shit, I'm addicted to fulfillment. When you do a song and make it and it's like you fuck with it as an artist, for me, I was like, man, it's fulfilling as hell, man. And I had never felt that feeling on the Cole shit. And I mean, I love them songs. I was a part of them for sure, but never felt that true fulfillment of like, you made this is your shit, and this is what, and it sounds good. Shit, bro. That's a drug. That's a bigger drug than the success is like fulfillment and feeling like that.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
That is amazing. And I want to tell you, man, those projects are amazing. The message in all of them are just, they move you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just good music, too.
Yeah.
Like, just at the core, it's good music. Like, you can just put it on and just vibe out with it.
And let it play. That was my thing, bro.
Yeah.
You just got to, like, the time was just so funny, bro. It was just like, bro, all the blogs and shit, what they were saying about Cole, and I was just like, bro, if you just keep the music, like, good, like, we'll be fine.
Can you tell me, what's the sessions like working with Ari Lennox?
Amazing. they've changed. When we first started, like, and when we did our first album, her and Elite worked on shit, but that was a build up a lot. Right now, because we've been recently working on shit. Boy, that girl it's incredible. It's some of the best sessions right now because it kind of reminds me of the early Cole sessions. We have like a really good unit. Everybody's like older. Mm-hmm. So we're all playing a part on all facets: production, the instruments, the sound, the writing, the songwriting. She's very serious. But check this out. Imagine making a song, you putting all you're all into it, and this nigga Ari is so good. She could sing a song about Activia yogurt and shit, bro. And it sound good.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And so in the beginning, all this shit was like, you just gotta look at Ari, man. She's like an innocent girl, man. She's a very lighthearted person, very sincere, but she has an incredible voice, and she's incredibly silly, bro. So a lot of that shit was jokes. Like when we did our Ben, that was jokes. It was jokes. Like we was talking about because she was joking on me because I smoked so much weed, and she was just like, "Bro, you always smoking." I said, "I'm a smoke too." And we was just joking. Like it was, seriously. But like even when we came up with that song, we was just jamming out, man. And it was just like two people that love music, coming up with something, jamming out, and then it just gets serious because like we're recording. Like, hey, I can lay that track down. And she's like, I could just do this verse, and so forth and so on. But very organic, very not a big deal, and very follow your heart. Follow your heart for sure. Right now, though, I'll say it's she's doing her thing right now, doing her fucking thing, bro. It's amazing what she's doing right now, and it's amazing to see how focused she is, like. After having the career she's had, like being so focused and so intentional about making good songs, it's incredible. It's me, Elite, and got Dave James, who's an incredible producer, and her. And she gets writers to come in for sure. Like she does that more now, but she's focused, man.
Fire.
Focused. It's great.
Talk to me about how in the heck. Where'd you get credited on 444?
You look on
trying to find the
Mars and Me and We Family.
What?
Yeah. I did like a bass thing on We Family. And Mars and Me, I did a vocoder thing if you listen to it.
What?
On Mars and Me. Yes, for sure.
Wait.
I don't talk about it much because of the drama surrounding it, but yes, I did do that. Shout out to No ID.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you get in those sessions?
Because I knew No ID. No ID, when we doing the Born Center sessions, we're in, first of all, the nigga did a whole project first. Like, what? It's a whole project, and then we scrapped it and did a whole nother project. And that was Born Center. So we're in LA working at No ID Studio, which is Dre's studio. But that's how I met No ID. Then, he knows a lot of people. Like he knows Boss, and he also knows Jesse Boykins the third. Shout out to him. And I did a track with Jesse Boykins that he played for No ID, and then No ID just like he's one of those producers that seeks out young musicians and young, just young creators that are coming up. And he just he saw that I was coming up, and he just gave me the opportunity to work on that.
Wow,
like it was great.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let me see. I'm gonna shoot off some names because, well, hold on. Before I ask you that, I'm gonna give you some names, right? And I want you to just tell me a little bit about them. But before I do that, I had Coleman on my show before.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw that episode. Emotional ass. He's just a sweet ass person, bro.
He's a good dude.
He's great. He's great. Just great.
Now he told me a little bit about the Ron boot camp. The Ron musical boot camp. What is that like? Because he told me you put him through the ringer, bro.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, I just want to get your opinion on it.
Okay. All right. So it's not necessarily a boot camp, but I have a knack for picking people and working with people that are not as experienced. And I do it on purpose sometimes, but it's because I like good people. I'll explain it like this.
I do want to add in a preface. He valued that session a ton.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that you put him through the grind.
Oh, okay. So here's what happens. I'll tell you what Coleman's thing, because I don't know if he told you about what happened. It's mad funny. So I get an Ari session. Me and Ari do a session, and this is when I'm first moving back here. Ari comes down here and does a session for a couple of days, but I need an engineer. So I don't know Coleman that much, but I'm knowing AB. I'm knowing like some of the cats around. And I asked them, like, y'all know an engineer that come in and do this? Like, yeah, Coleman. Bro, Coleman comes in and does it. At the time, and I mean, Coleman's really good. At the time, though, he's not really on like the Pro Tools thing like he's supposed to be on. And keep in mind, this is me after all the shit I've done. So it's professional. Like I'm expecting the engineer to at least know how to work the Pro Tools and all that shit. He didn't really know how to work the shit. The sessions we were doing like these live sessions to where it'd be like 3 musicians and Ari. And Ari is really quick with the writing, bro. So we would come up with the shit on the spot. And as an engineer, you got to be able to get the click and then record us on the spot. And he was just slow to doing that shit, bro. He didn't know. He was way in over his head, bro. And the whole time I'm just fucking like, it's funny because I think it's funny. But if you look from the outside, it would look like I'm just tearing his ass up, just taking it out. Like, oh, you don't know how to do that? The fuck, man? And I'm honest. I'm not like a person that's like,
especially if you're in the zone, you blunt, straightforward.
I'm very blunt and very straightforward, and it doesn't mean nothing to me. So if I say, I might say some crazy shit, bro. But oh yeah, you fucked that all up. Just move on. And I just remember that whole time, and I knew he was feeling the pressure, and I just kept laying it on and laying it, and that's what the boot camp is. I know he was feeling the pressure. I know Ari knew, and I knew what it was. I'm aware, and it wasn't like I'm doing this and I'm just not aware. And I knew he was feeling the pressure, and I just kept slapping it on and slapping it on and slapping it on and fucking with him and getting him nervous and getting him fucking unbothered. But that's the process. The process is to take you out of your comfort zone while you're in, because we're still Ari Lennox, bro. And fuck if she's famous. She can sing her. She's a very good singer, bro. You don't want to fuck that up at no engineer, bro. So fuck whether she's Ari Lennox or not. He's like, and the musicians I got in me were all really good. He don't want to fuck that up, bro. And I know he's fucking it up. And I know I'm gonna have to do mad work after he gets done doing this. Like I'm gonna have to go back and just fix all this shit he's fucking up. But it's cool, and it's cool because I know Ari's cool. We have a good relationship, so it's fine, bro. It's not nothing crazy. But bro, he was fucking that whole thing up, bro. So much so, it was another producer in there, and it was so funny. This guy named Lackman. I don't know if you know Lackman. Lackman is a producer. He produces like Lil Stain. He does like a little bit with ABK Gates. Very influential. Has his own label. Everything. But Lackman knows how to use Pro Tools well, and he's like a hood producer. He in there fucking. Oh yeah, all you gotta do is do it like this. I'm like, you gonna let? And I'm pull a Coleman to the side. You gonna let Lackman come in here and do you like that, bro?
Grilling him up, man.
And I'm doing it on purpose, bro. I'm just being a dick on purpose. Just putting the pressure on him. And that's kind of, I'm like a shark in the water. If I smell blood, bro. Yeah. What I want you to do is, it's so petty, but it's so intentional at the same time. I want you to realize you ain't shit. If you're not, you have a lot to learn. If you do, be humble, what it looks like, because you're in a humble position. Be patient, be understanding, and know next time when you're in a position of where you're the running shit and you get the little intern that's fucking shit up or the little engineer, you'll fuck with him the same way I fucked with you and not embarrass him or make him feel bad about it. I didn't want to call him and feel bad about it, but I did want to know he was fucking up. Yeah. And you should have never done this. You should have called somebody, one of your friends, one of your OGs, just to call him, tell him to come do the session for you, but he didn't. I thought it took balls, but it's an error because you're fucking up the session. So I think, it's kind of like, it's not a boot camp. It's more so like, bro, let's just keep
sharpening him for greatness, I would say.
Yeah.
Because when I talked with him, he took it as, he needed that because then now he switched his whole process. He's like, oh, this is what the professionals are using.
he's great now.
He needed that.
And I know he's great now. And I don't look at it like I'm the reason why he's great. I just look at it like I'm the catalyst. Mm-hmm. And I think in life, I just love being that person, bro. Just love being the catalyst for change.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to be looked at like an asshole or a dick for doing it. Because it's like, I'm not really being a dick. I'm really being really nice and kind to you. Because I'm giving you an experience, and I'm not saying, all right, don't ever work with this guy again. And I know that he's going to get better for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I do that on purpose. And I know the difference between taking it too far and not, because I've took it too far before. Yeah. And I know the difference between that, though. So like it ain't like a Ron boot camp. It's just more so like I know what the fuck I'm doing, and if there's any doubts in your shit, bro, I'm gonna expose it.
Yeah.
And I am so petty. I love that. I love exposing your weak spots, man. So because you're gonna get better. And I want you ultimately to get better, especially if you're going to be in my space. Like Coleman, I knew I was going to be working with Coleman more than just this one time. So you're not just going to come back in my space funking up my shit. You got to pay the price. You got to pay the motherfucking price for fucking up my shit.
Hey, that is great, man.
And so, you got to pay the humble price. And he paid the price, and he's better for it now. So.
All right, so I got a couple of things. So before we get up out of here, man. So I want to name off a few names. You just tell me what come to mind.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just start A.B. Eastwood.
Best producer in Nashville. He's going to be one of the best producers in period when it all goes down. But like catalyst for change for sure. Bro, I did a thing. I came back after the tour, and I went to NSA and did a thing where I spoke to the kids. And A.B. and Brian Taylor were one of the kids in the audience.
Wow. See, he told me about that.
Yeah, and I was like, is the producer here? And all the kids like, A.B. And at the time, I'm an adult. He's in high school. I'm like, I don't know. Give a fuck about him. But I work with him. He's really good. So I feel like, and what he's done, bro, is, he's going to be... He's the guy to bring Nashville to the place, to be honest with you. I think all the rest of us are just like, we're just catalysts and we're supporters, but to me, he's the guy. He's the guy, for sure.
Beautiful. Tim Gent.
The Future. I mean, we look at every rapper that we're looking at right now in Nashville. I don't know their situations, but I know Tim Gent's situation. And he just, all the cards are, the stars are aligned for him. He's doing big things. He's a great person. Like, upstanding young man. So, like, The Future, for sure. Like, and he's going to represent that, what it looks like when a Nashville artist or hip-hop artist from here that's not from Memphis gets that, gets that look and gets that move and steps up and, like, big time. So, yeah.
Case Arnold
is my dog. Case Arnold was for me like a lesson in patience, a lesson in how to really be a producer, and you're building up a thing for artists. It's one thing to make a record for artists. It's another thing to build up culture. And he taught me like how to be a leader in that, and what does it really take to break an artist, to lead them, and what does that entail? You can do good music for somebody, but if they ain't got their culture all together, and not saying the Case does or doesn't, but if y'all not on the same page with culture, that is going to be a difference. It's just like Case probably went through the Ron boot camp more than anybody else. And his attitude about it has been like, he's persevered, through my works, through my really being mad. Be like, yo, you're fucking this up. Stop fucking doing that. You're making this shit, blah, blah, blah. I mean, hearing my works and be like, all right. And persevering.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the future holds for Case, but I know like he can persevere. And I know that like he might be the person, bro, because, he's white.
That's beautiful.
You know how this time do white rapper. Yeah. Fuck, I ain't got a lot. Like they did Jelly Roll. All this shit.
He did. Hey, man.
Like, he's white.
Case is nice, though.
But
he's nice.
The niggas think he's nice.
He's nice.
The niggas, black people, honorable black people, all kind of facets of African American culture think Case is nice. I haven't met a black person, anybody that's really about the culture, black or white, that's like, nah, Case is not nice. He's nice.
Yeah.
And so, and he was the first artist that I really like just went in with, bro. And I was like, I'm going full throttle with this shit, bro. So it's a blessing, man. He gets on my fucking nerves like a little brother. I ain't never had no little brother. I've always been a little brother. So he's like a little brother. And it's odd because he's the oldest brother in his family, but he's like my little, I'm like, you little fucker. Like, I told him all that I just want to hit you in the face. I don't even know why.
Shout out Case, man.
Shout out Case. That's my dog. That's my dog. I did his whole album. We got a whole album coming. So
I can't wait to hear that, man.
Oh man,
he played. I hopped in his live one of them days. He played a few of them tracks. I said, "Oh yeah, you got some shit."
Give it him, bro. That album's nice.
I can't wait, man.
Shit nice, bro.
Case, man, we waiting on you.
It's really my fault. I really keep delaying this shit.
It's all good.
It's really me.
It's all good. Give me Brian Taylor too, because I know that's close.
Shit, bro. The first person that I ever worked with upon coming back here and hearing about was Brian Taylor. We set up a session at Almond Studios. He was the first artist out of this new generation of artists that I work with. I was instantly impressed with him. It was funny because he didn't sing on the session. He like rapped, sang, and I didn't think he was a singer like that. This nigga comes out. I'm like, oh,
he
God.
can do it.
So, like, you know, all these people are going to be, and you know what? Whereas Tim Gent is from Clarksville, Case is from Clarksville, Brian Taylor's from Nashville. Straight up. And lives out north, straight up. So, you know, and you could tell in his mannerism, his attitude. Like, if you're building around him, his jokes, he's like a real, like, Nashville nigga. Like, he's straight up Nashville. So,
yeah.
And he's super talented, man. And he got a lot going on. He was on that Creed thing in a major way.
Yeah.
In a major way. So that it's only a matter of time for him. But I can say, bro, he's like our Justin Timberlake, man.
He's different, man. He's different.
He's like our Justin Timberlake,
He's different, bro.
Yeah, man.
Ron, you done accomplished a lot of things in your journey.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of highs, a lot of things that probably was just out of this world. But is there anything else that you want to still accomplish?
The Nashville thing. I want to be like here, bro. It's weird because I left here, but it's like I feel like that I'm bigger in the rest of the world than I am here, and not bigger, but like. And not even known, but it's just a respect thing, and it's just like a being active thing. I want to be active here in Nashville, and I want to take artists from here that I work with and take them to the highest of highs. To me, all the shit I did before was like just a setup to like this, to doing something like this. You know, like starting a label out of here and really building with the artists here and taking our artists here to that J.cole level, to the next phase. And even if it's not taking an artist, just taking the culture here and helping elevate the culture in Nashville to a place to where we are producing Jay-Z level, J.cole level artists that have wherewithal, that have knowledge of the game, and that are authentic people, bro. So that when they get up in there and they get their money and they get the opportunity, they don't fucking switch up, change up, and be different, you know, like shit we've seen before. So
yes.
I don't want to see that. I feel like Nashville has a cycle when it comes to the African American community of the hip hop and R&B of success, and you know, for me it was, you know, you look at Shannon Sanders, he was a thing. I was young when that thing was going on, so I can get it how people your age or younger may not understand that era, but it was an era. We had the Young Buck era. That was an era. And like I think we're moved past it and we've evolved from both of those eras. And it's just like, you know, what era is it now? And I think it's the era to where we all fuck trying to like get on and make money. We all collectively realize our worth and we act like it.
Yeah.
we don't shortchange ourselves. We support the whole artist community supports each other. When Case posts a song, all the artists that he know post a fucking video too on Instagram. Shit like that. It's the culture. I think a lot of artists here, we're looking outward. We're looking out, and that's why you hear people that's sounding like other people. That's why you hear things like Nashville ain't got no sound, because all these motherfuckers are looking outward to the industry and to mainstream, and it's really like a fan mentality. Mm-hmm. I want to turn us from a fan mentality to trying to get on with them. It's like a fuck everybody mentality, and it's like it's Nashville versus the world. And what does it take? It just takes belief and being around somebody like Lauryn Hill, or being around somebody like me. Now, I've been in the game for so long, and I'm really good at what the fuck I do. And I'm confident, and I know what it is. It's not a big fucking deal. It's music. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing heart surgery. So that is like, I want to be a part of, even if I'm not a part of taking a Nashville artist and taking them to the next level or whatever, I just want to be a part of the culture. Yeah. And elevating the culture. And like, what do we consider good? What do we consider like good production? Like what playing field are we playing on? Are we playing against each other? You know? Yeah. Or are we Nashville versus the world?
Come on.
And if we're versus the world, what kind of quality of shit and moves are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we standing on? Like what does it look like? Like, is it really a community thing? Like, I think that's the biggest thing. And it's so much more than just music and money and career. It's like the shit I'm doing now, we're going to feel that shit in the next fucking 40 years. For the next 40, 20, 30. I want motherfuckers to feel that shit and the whole landscape of this shit change. Yeah. Just like it did for Atlanta. Yes. Just like it did for Memphis. Just like it did for all these southern cities that have a plethora of black talent that are dominated by white society. The fuck are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not racial. It's just that I get it. If I'm white and I'm a fan of country and I'm a state senator that could decide where my money's going to go, guess where it's going to go? Mm-hmm. It makes sense. So it's bigger than the music. It's politics. It's culture. It's leaders. It's I hear a lot of people talk about gatekeeping a lot, and it's getting the older community to mesh with the younger community. It's getting the ideas to come across, and the ultimate goal is just to get everybody on a united front. I know what this is. We're not going to kumbaya. It's just history. Yeah. It's a lot of shit. Hell, this nigga's like, I'm from out east. I don't fuck with niggas out north. It's that petty ass shit. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm not trying to get us to all agree. I'm trying to get us to all align. Align behind the idea. And the idea is Nashville versus the world. And that's it, bro. Like, stop trying to be like these people. Stop being fans. I see a lot of artists, bro. A lot of artists. Some of the artists that you mentioned that are just fans of these motherfuckers. And I'm like, bro, fuck these niggas. Like, and it's my friends. Like, they're fans of people that I know. And I'm just like, bro, I would love to see Nashville culturally, when it comes to hip hop and R&B, just like it is with country, for them to take this approach like it's us versus the world. Yep. And we're not fans of nothing, even if we are. We're gonna all be about our own shit. We're gonna all get on code. Yeah. We're gonna all align. Yeah. Even if I don't like this nigga,
we're gonna push this.
Even if we're gonna push it. Case drops, Wish You Will. Every fucking artist should be pushing this.
Yep.
Sweet Poison drops her shit. Sweet Poison on the run right now.
She going crazy.
I got songs with Sweet Poison. Woo. I want her to get big, so when I drop these songs with her, they're gonna go farther. Yeah. And we don't, like, Nashville is just such a fan thing, because I don't think the generation now has never had nobody really get out there. Chattanooga got something like that with Isaiah Rashad, but not Nashville, bro. So there's a lot of fan shit going on. I see it on Twitter and Instagram a lot of like fan shit, and I'm like, yo, stop being fans, bro. We need to
y'all just as special.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah.
And if you fuck all this. We're on your shit. People that's tuning into your shit is from here, and they see the internet just like I do. And bro, I see it totally different. I see it as a person that knows. Listen, imagine if I know J.cole, and I got people that I'm working with, artists that are like tweeting J.cole. Like, bro, stop that shit. Stop that fucking. Like, stop tweeting people.
Yeah, let them know. Right?
Yeah, stop that shit. Stop being fans of these niggas. You know, I know these niggas that y'all are tweeting at. It's weird. Imagine I know this guy and she's tweeting at him and we know each other. It's fucking weird. It's weird. And then the belief, like, I had to convincing these artists, like, if a guy like me can believe in you, that means something.
Yeah.
Cause Case and all of them, like, you know, when you get around people and you're familiar, they treat me like I'm one of them. I'm like, nope, I'm still Ron, bro. Like, I'm a person that's had major success on the highest level. You can't think that the shit I'm saying is just like I'm saying it because I'm your boy. If I say I believe in you, I've said that about the greatest people. What does that avail for your life? What do you then start to do? If it's changing behavior, if it's changing your work ethic, whatever. Does that inspire change? I want to be a person in Nashville, in this city, that if I say, hey, I believe in you, I want to work, the person might be like, oh, shit.
Let's get it.
Ron is fucking with me. Let me get my shit together.
Yep.
So, and it just takes, you know, not being a fan, bro. Like, fuck them. Fuck them. We're in competition. I feel like this rap shit is we just saw with the Drake and Kid.
Yeah,
this is a competition. You can't be running up and sucking up and tweeting up and Instagramming up and bigging up. I see Nashville artists bigging up artists that are out here and being fans of them more than the people that they know.
Mm-hmm.
This shit got to stop.
Yeah.
It has to stop. We can't be Drake and Kendrick fans. We can't be people living in Nashville, Crip walking, and being like Kendrick fans of West Coast. We're not from out West and we're not Crips.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? That's great. I love it. But we're in a time where it's just like we
got to set our own.
We gotta set ourselves apart and be like, this is what we're doing and we're all about us. Because everybody, all these cities, they all have that in common. So I want to see that, man. And it's funny. I was saying about coming up here talking about all that shit, bro. Because I be mad.
Yeah.
I be angry. Like, what the fuck are these niggas doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they dick riding these fucking artists, bro? Like, fuck these niggas. Be about your shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You don't dick ride your friends. It's artists. And I'm telling you, and I don't give a fuck. All the major artists here do that. They all do that. That's one of the things. They dick ride artists that are on the mainstream for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that, but they don't support their fucking friends and people that they know. And I'm like, bro, it needs to be, if we really want to do this, it needs to be. And I am a black, like, militant unity person.
Yes.
But fuck that. When we talk about this rap thing and us coming up, we're at a different time. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a time for unity, but it's after the respect.
Yes.
It ain't no respect.
You gotta establish that first.
Yeah. That Nashville is a thing that's to be reckoned with. And in my world, when I go hang out with the J.Coles and we don't hear much about Nashville artists, bro. And I hate that shit because they're just as good.
Mm-hmm.
Just as good, bro. And I'm like,
And I've heard just through friends, like, sometime, and I know a lot of people travel through here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people travel through here.
No. And everybody travels through this motherfucker.
And you'll hear them say it seldomly, but it ain't enough.
Yeah.
It ain't enough to where it's established like, hey, that's the place. People come here and travel through.
Exactly.
And they may say it on the low, but not on a grand.
It's one of those things in the industry where it's an industry known thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like a mainstream known idea about people who are not in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a known thing in the industry. A lot of R&B and hip hop, they come down here to record. It's cheaper.
They get inspired down here.
It's cheaper. They get inspired down here. And it's because it's some of the best people down here.
Yes.
Best songwriters, best musicians, some of the best producers, some of the best engineers all reside here. Like, there's no other town like that. And so, bro, it's like, we got something to stand on. And that's what I would really want to see because I kind of cut it off. Like, I work with who I work with, and I thought we were just going through this album. Bro, it's like 20 artists.
Come on now.
Everybody. I got 20, but it's like, I took like a step back because I wanted to see how these people will react to it. And that's what makes me say, like, I want to be more involved and looked at bigger because, I'm giving these people tracks and shit, and they're still acting the same. Like, bro, would you act the same if for real the Dr. Dre gave you a track? Ooh. Would you act like that?
Yeah.
You would act different, bro. And I'm like, we got to start believing in our own because I'm close to you now because I'm from here. People don't think that it's like that. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm Ron. Yeah. Like, I'm still a Ron.
I'm still like that.
I'm still like that, regardless of how much time I take off. And if I believe in it, it should be enough. But it might not always be enough. So when you ask about like, you know, my career and all this shit, I love it. But to me, all that shit was a stepping stone to get me here, to get me back here, you know, and to get me involved in this community and being a Nashville artist. Like I don't think they look at me like a Nashville producer, like a band play or somebody like that. Like, and no, I mean, they're great. Like all those guys, but I don't think people look at me like that. And I'm like, no. I am from Nashville. Like I was born and raised in this bitch. I'm from here. I moved, but I'm from here. And, you know, I wanted to be competition amongst the producers. I wanted to be people like, I want to make the hottest shit. I want to make the coldest shit and roll it out the coldest way or whatever it is. But I want that. And I want to be a part of that.
Beautiful.
So that's what's next for me.
Beautiful.
I know they said 4:30, but they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Fuck them, bro. Like we can't. I'm nobody's bitch, bro. So when she was talking the whole time, I was just looking. Like, I know
what you said.
I'm so niggerish. I'm just like, yeah, cool. Yeah, man. All right, man. Because what I was told nobody gonna be here for the whole day. So I was like, nigga. Yeah. Fuck all that. Yeah. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
And, facts.
We're gonna move through it.
I
want that era too, where black people in this town are not trying to kowtow to white people, are not trying to be the safest black person in the room so white people will fuck with them, that we really care about our culture and we're proud of it, bro. Not just to fit into the white world. I get it. Yes. We're in the South in a white dominated society. And I hate to make it racial, but it's like, bro, it's not even racial, it's cultural.
Yes.
Studios here, the white country thing, the studios here, they do.
I think another thing they don't really be knowing.
Exactly.
I'm like, this is Nashville royalty right here that we sitting down with. So it's like, you can't really rush that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
they don't supposed to know. And I think the they us thing is becoming more prevalent. And I'm not all the way like that, but I am black and I did grow up out here, bro. And I'm not fucking stupid. Like I grew up reading fucking Marcus Garvey, Malcolm. I'm not dumb about the shit or ignorant. It's just like, bro, like I think the Renaissance man, as far as in the African American community, is like the guy that's not bothered by that shit. Like the white person just says, you know, try to flex. Oh, we got to do something here at the time. When I was told we had the whole fucking day, no, we got to stand on our word. And that's not a black or white thing. That's just a person thing. And I think, you know, it's like black people have been treated like children in this country. Like, I'm a grown-ass person. I know what the fuck I was told. And you know what y'all can do? Make an exception, just like you do all the other fucking times.
Yeah.
Make an exception. You got people coming here at a certain time. They can wait.
I can drink to
they
that.
They can wait.
Yes.
We're doing something important.
Yes.
They can fucking wait. And we can be polite about it. I'll be like, hey, just give us a second. You don't need this corner for your event.
That's it.
That's common sense without bringing race into it. And now I think that culture and that evolution, as far as on a major level with black people in living in these white dominated societies in the South, we are starting to do that, and there's a backlash against that. It's like push back against it, and it's funny because we're in a liberal era.
Yeah,
it'll be liberal shit like, oh, we got to do something at this time. Like, it's the same shit. Like what we're doing is not important. Like what you're doing, it's important.
It's
and
very important.
And I tell you what, if it was Beyonce in here, you know what they would do? Fucking wait.
Yep. Exactly.
So guess what? No.
Yep.
Like we deserve that.
Facts.
And that's you know, just Nashville too. We deserve that. Like fuck that. And you know what really got me? When I moved to New York and was all these places, bro, I was wowing these people. And I felt like I wasn't even given more than 50%. I was over-prepared. I was overly prepared from living and growing up down here as a musician. I was overly prepared. And like, no, what? That was the biggest culture shock. Because I practiced my ass off before I moved to New York. I fucking got, and I mean, I'm not the best keyboard player in the world, but it was noticeable. I was noticeably getting gigs in New York. It was noticeable when I went to open mic and play. People noticed it out of New York. And I'm like, bro, I'm just doing the Nashville thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, it made me realize we don't know our power. Because if we did, we wouldn't be dick riding artists so much. We'd be dick riding our friends, bro. The people that I'm a fans of right now as far as hip-hop artists, all people that live here. All artists are here. None of the I'm not a fan of none of this mainstream shit.
Man.
The people I listen to the most are the rappers, from Nashville right now for the last year and a half. I'm listening to a load of shit right now.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm listening to people from here, bro, and I'm loving it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, I believe. I'm a believer, and the job.
I am too. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly. Hey, but it's impossible to get somebody to believe what you believe because people don't take on other people's beliefs. It has to be their idea.
You got to be delusional about it almost.
You have to be delusional.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck it, bro. Like, what else is there? Just mundane, normal. And here's the thing about knowing history. If you knew the history of this shit, we're never mundane, normal. We're always making this shit move and shake. We've been doing that. It's just generations forget that we've been doing that. And it's just different disconnects because of time, the era, how we are. Like culturally, the younger guys are not talking to the older guys. Culturally, not just in Nashville. So it's like, of course we're going to see that down here. But y'all, it just takes one conversation with one musician that was doing some major shit. It's a guy, plays a Greater Grace, not Greater Grace, Born Again right now. But he's on tour with Montel Jordan. He was on major tours. Major musicians that came through here that did major shit, but you might not know about it, bro. We sitting at some shit last night. Me and Tim Gent, Case, Carmine, and it's me and my homeboy Brandon, and we're like older musicians, but Brandon know all about the OG musicians, and he's sitting there telling Tim and all them about all this shit, and it kind of puts in perspective of who we are, where we've always been. So we be forgetting about that shit, bro. And it's like the town ain't gonna. The town is not going to make a Shannon Sanders statue. They're not going to do a Shannon Sanders day. They're not going to do like a tribute day or whatever to Shannon Sanders. But that motherfucker was influential as fuck and really did it big out of here. And we look at him now, it's like Shannon Sanders, but we don't realize like a motherfucker big time.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, bro, we just got to remind ourselves, stay cool on the history of this shit, bro. And that'll let you know that, like, we never been normal. So niggas try to downplay this shit like we're just Nashville. No way.
No way.
When we've been moving culture the whole time. The whole time, bro.
Whole time. Man, I think, shoot, we can't end it off no better way. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about Nashville coming up. Yeah.
This is beautiful, man.
Hell yeah. Nah, I appreciate you coming to talk to me, man. I was feeling some FOMO about this shit because I looked at all your interviews. I looked at all of them. I'm like, oh, he don't want to talk to me?
Wait. So look, I'm glad you said that because I felt like I ain't built up enough to come and talk to you.
And see, that's that Nashville shit.
But I felt like for myself, I needed to be better. I needed to be more polished. I needed to be more confident in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then I'm coming to get Ron.
Yeah. But you know what? Nah, fuck that.
I feel you.
But because if you even have the inclination to do it, you're already supposed to be doing it. That's what like if you have the thought to do it.
Yeah.
That probably means
you've been on my list since I've started this podcast. And I said,
man.
I want to talk to this person, I want to talk to this person. I got Ron Gilmore in there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going through my list.
Oh, man.
But you've been on there.
Oh, okay.
I just felt like I didn't have enough to come and get you.
I think in Nashville, we should start to feel like, nah, fuck it, bro. Because I'm here.
Yeah.
It ain't like I'm living in LA or living in New York. I'm here. And so it's like, I want to be a part of the community. I want to be involved on shit. You know what I'm saying? And it may seem like it because motherfuckers busy or what the fuck ever people might think, but like, nah, bro. Anybody that's here, that's doing something. And I mean, even with the older generation, niggas want to be involved. Like, and if it's not built up enough, we want to help build it up.
Facts.
If I could get this to everybody that fucks with me, people that fuck with me, they're gonna love this shit. So it's just like, no, but that's the idea, bro. Like, it's artists that don't work with each other because of that idea. And it's not like it's disrespect or I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
The idea of I am not good enough to do a thing. That's a lack mentality. I don't have, therefore I cannot is lack. It's the opposite of abundance. Abundant is I have everything to do everything I want to do. Ooh. That's is powerful. The mindset of the people in this city, good or bad, right or wrong. That is the mindset that I'm here to change. And it's impossible because, once again, you can't make people believe. It's like Inception, the movie Inception.
Mm-hmm.
Like nigga playing the idea in somebody else's mind and then becoming their own idea. You have to use things that they already believe to do it. But if everybody don't believe that we're not good enough, or we're not worthy enough for this, or this is small time, then it's like, oh, okay. You have to fight an uphill battle the whole time. That's what I've been doing the whole time. And I think it's like belief. That's what I'm here for. Like, I'm really good at what I do, and it's not a big deal. It's like, who gives a fuck, bro? It's, who cares how good a motherfucker is? Hey, everybody in this town say that. There's so much talent. Who gives a fuck? It's like playing in the majors, bro. When you're playing in the NBA, everybody can play.
Yes.
Everybody got fundamentals. It's that nigga who's working the hardest who's going to win. Who realizes the talent that they have, who's going to win. So this talent got to lack things. So I say that not to even fuck with you or like scold you or anything.
No, that's great. I needed that.
But bro, who decide? You decide when you're ready. Because you could have called me 2 years ago and I would be like, yeah, nigga, I'd do it.
Yeah, that's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and so
fire.
it's just like, bro, like we got to start believing, like, experiencing all that shit, and what we know as professionalism is just like, fuck all that, bro. Fuck what we all know is just like having the balls to do it. Like, fuck it, bro. Talk to everybody that you
But see, that's why I hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when my, light bulb went off, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm finna hit Ron up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We all need that fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
We all need that fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
I've been working my job this week, and but I'm gonna fucking shoot this video. Fuck it, I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
Whatever that is for you as a Nashville artist, like, we got to get more of that. Like, I was gonna stay home tonight, but fuck it, I'm gonna go to this person's show. I was gonna chill out on Instagram, but fuck it, I'm gonna repost my man shit.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck with this person like that, but I'm gonna repost his shit
because I like it. Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't. It's people that I've reposted that I don't like their music. I'm just on code with the code. Like, I don't like everybody's music that I will repost. As a matter of fact, it's not even shit that I normally listen. I don't even listen to rap like that.
For sure.
That was the other shit. But, like, because I'm trying to be on code with the Nashville thing, anybody that send me some shit, any shit I see, I'll fucking put that shit in my story or something. Just to be on code, man. It's not about like, and that's the shit. It's not about like
that's
what
the culture you're talking about.
That's the culture. It's not about what I like. Who gives a fuck if I think it's cool? Who gives a shit, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck, bro? I've had people say that to me. Yeah, somebody on the show that I know, but I don't really know her like that. But I've reposted the shit, and my homies was like, that shit's not really good. I'm like, who gives a fuck, bro? We're on code like Republicans do.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's, you gotta show. I can't tell niggas. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean by like getting on code with everybody in Nashville. Like, the artists be like that. They be on shit like that. Like, I don't like this, so I can't repost it. Oh, this doesn't look a certain way, bro. Fuck all that shit. We're all in the same place.
Yes.
Nobody's Jay-Z. Yeah. Nobody got a Rockefeller down here in Nashville that's pushing artists out to hip hop and R&B artists where we're like seen on a major level. Nobody has that. We're all coming from the same fucking place, me included. Yeah. Even with the people I know, J.cole and all them all know about the thing, the Nashville thing, but they want to see what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
and they're willing to support it. They just want to see what I'm going to do.
You got to get it. You got to get it to this place first.
How can I galvanize the people to get on code? Because imagine having a J.cole or some support some shit I'm doing, but then J.cole supports it and no other artist in the city fucking puts that shit up, and it's a Nashville thing. Looks fugazi.
Mm-hmm.
Looks dumb.
Yeah.
Looks like J.cole has more interest in supporting Nashville hip hop than the Nashville artists do, and that is not the truth. But that's what it's gonna look like, and that's what people. And we gotta start understanding the world outside of us, bro, and get on code. Stop bullshit. Stop trying to run up behind these main artists to get on, and do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And it takes it's only thing it takes is just niggas just being 10 toes down, really doing that 10 toes down shit. Being like G-Slap. You interview G-Slap and his whole thing, the whole city needs to be like that.
Yeah. I got him and Tribe on there.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
Separately,
You got all them niggas. I was like, damn. they all, but the whole city needs to be like if somebody put out something, everybody, regardless of whether I like it or not, regardless of whether this nigga's in my crew or lives on the same side of town as I do, it's a Nashville thing. And when one person, I did a project with them with a lot of Nashville artists years ago. I mean, years ago at this point.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
And I haven't put it out because we're trying to figure out how to get all the Nashville artists to support that shit, because that's the only way it's gonna go.
Yep, is if everybody push it.
No record labels.
You got to Voltron that shit.
Yeah,
you got to get everybody getting.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying.
And there's certain people like to have interest, but bro, record labels in general, I'll shop the shit. Regular, they don't want to pick up no compilation album. And the compilation album from Nashville, a bunch of people that we're gonna have to break all these artists. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get money, but bro, imagine if I could show them some shit to where like, we posted this one song. Every artist on this bitch posted that one song, and it did this. What I could take to a label, showing them real numbers, but I can't fucking do that if I post some shit. And then Kendrick or Tyler drops some shit, and fucking half of my goddamn artists are posting about the Kendrick and Tyler shit instead of posting about us, what we're doing.
Got to get on code.
We got to get on code. Niggas is not on code. And I have I've been very select about what interview I was going to pick to say this kind of shit. Because I'm kind of angry.
I feel it.
I'm kind of like, what the fuck these niggas do?
And it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Like, what
We've been long enough in the dark, and that's kind of why I took it upon myself to do the work that I'm doing.
Thank you.
Like, I was tired of it.
Thank you. And we need more of that.
And instead of sitting on the sidelines and just watching nobody talk about this shit, I'm going to do what I want to hear.
Exactly. And we need that. Thank God for you. Because we need that. We need more of that. More people like, yo, what the fuck are these niggas? All right, nobody doing it? I'm going to do this shit.
Yep.
Everybody, all these Nashville niggas are like, we're supporting. I see more niggas tweet about not like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I seen them tweet about Brian Brown, Petty, Lito. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen more niggas than Case, than Tim, than all these niggas. I've seen more tweets from Nashville artists and managers and their teams being fans. And I'm like, bro, if you're a manager of an artist in Nashville, you got to understand where we're at. And I think everybody thinks that we're like trying to be buddy with the industry and trying to get these people's attention, bro. But it don't work like that, bro. It's like the mob. If you was in the mob, how do I get in the mob? It's blood in, blood out. It ain't me fucking cozy. If me cozying up to these brown noses, you doing all that bullshit, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to kowtow to you and sucking up to you, doing all this shit. You gonna look at me like I'm a fucking sucker, not like I'm a partner, bro.
Yep.
Like I'm a sucker. This nigga trying to fucking brown nose his way into our organization. He's a sucker. That's not G'd up. G'd up is saying, yo, we got something to offer. We can come into the game and we can motherfucking make this shit better than what it is now. And stand on that. I'm not about to be competing with a nigga and then on the next fucking breath, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best project ever. Fuck out of here. I see a lot of artists do that. And I seen a lot of this fan shit. I'm like, bro, stop being fucking fans of these niggas that you don't know. To a nigga like me, it looks weird because I know these people that you're tweeting at. That I know that you don't know. You look weird. You're like a weirdo fan instead of being like an artist from Nashville who we all are trying to come up and do something that really hasn't been done since fucking Young Buck.
And it's meaning that, like, and what I'm getting from what you're saying is, hey, believe in yourself that you're just as great as you're pushing these other artists. Like, you're on that same level.
Be a fan of yourself. Be a fan of the homie that's sitting across from you. Not the nigga in L.A. who you don't fucking know, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know these niggas.
Yeah.
You know that nigga though. That's what I'm saying. Let's say it's just like what does it take for everybody to get on? What artist is going to be the artist that makes everybody get on cold? I think Starlito is a good artist for that.
Yeah, he's doing it right now.
He's a good artist to make everybody get on cold and everybody support that. I got to go fucking tweet that shit today or fucking post that shit today because he's an artist that can get everybody respect him. He's like old school, and he's still a part of it.
I went to his show that he did last week, and he brought out the new, which is it's an artist named Big Top.
Yeah.
He brought out Quanty Cash. He brought out Book. changed the show. He came there.
Fire.
Who else did he bring out? Shit. Trapper Mandel.
Yeah.
He brought them all out on stage for his show.
Yeah.
In the middle of the city.
Yeah.
So everybody can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think he's you know who else I think is good for that? Tim Gent.
Oh my God.
Because he's a good person, bro. Everybody fucks with Tim. You can't really talk like you're not. I know.
He got it.
I know, and this is funny because I know Young Soul too. Young Soul put out a diss on Tim.
Y'all see this?
And I was like, bro, I didn't even say nothing to Young Soul, but I'm still fucking with Young Soul. I'm like, bro, I haven't said nothing to him at all about it because I fuck with Young Soul.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, you're not. Tim didn't even respond because it's like you're not even.
He shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have against Tim, because he's such a good guy. And the reason why he shouldn't have, it's a social, not even a rapper, because Tim can rap. And I know that Tim can respond to that, and it'll be scathing.
Yeah.
But everybody fucks with Tim, bro. And I think he's like a guy in this new school era that can be like that. Like he can get everybody, people from Chattanooga, people from Clarksville, people in Nashville, mainstream artists, bigger artists. Bigger artists fuck with Tim. I've had Tim. Tim been in L.A. Tim did that Dreamers Camp. And that's him and Brian. They fuck with Tim Gent.
And the stuff they did with Issa Rae. I thought it was crazy.
People fuck with Tim. So it's just like I can see him being that kind of person too. And I can see Tim, because Starlito is just like an old Nashville nigga. It's like, if I don't know you, I don't fuck with you. Like that's Nashville shit. If I don't know you, I don't fuck with you. Anybody from Nashville.
But to that point, that's why I feel like, when I was saying that, hey, I had to work my way up. Because I know that's everybody mentality. Yeah. You got to at least know somebody or somebody that knows somebody. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, if you work your way up to that, then you can work your way to either my algorithms or on my radar. And now I can see that, hey, I can fuck with you.
Yeah, but I don't know you, though. Like, you didn't even comment on this, but I just watch it because I'm interested in Nashville artists. And,
for sure.
And this is the only the only podcast that I can see all of them. This is the only thing I can see. So I'm like,
and hear behind it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I'm interested in that, man. But nah, bro. We all need to be like, fuck that. That's love. But like I said, if I don't know you, I don't fuck with you. And I think Starlito's like that. So we don't work together, but I know he could be like that. But Tim is like that. He reaches out to people, even if you don't know them.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, man. And so I could definitely see him, the future. I could see him being like all of that. Even in the midst of Starlito kind of having a reemergence, like he's having. And he might have a time where it might be his time. But Starlito ain't got the whole city. It's a whole, but Tim could though. And Starlito got enough respect.
Yep.
I don't know Starlito or work with him.
He was on that project. He was on his newest project. Yeah,
I know.
So it's like he's doing it right.
I love it.
He's doing it right.
I love it, man.
And you can tell he's got that eye and see who has that or what you're speaking on.
Yes, he does. And I'm so glad that he can see that. And he's showing love to the younger people. So, but we need more of that. As much as that as we can get, and we'll be all right, man. Because, my thing, but that's how all the artists that's working with me is like, bro, I'm not trying to get you to break out. I'm trying to get you to have a career.
Yeah.
And that's different from breaking out and being like this breakout artist and shit.
For sure. Man, Ron, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you sitting down with me, bro. I really appreciate you just breaking it up with me, man, and talking with me, and really just giving me that flavor, man, of just what you've been sitting behind and just seeing from, for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to know, man, you are important to this culture. You are a legend. We're going to continue to support you. I can't wait to hear this project.
Yeah, I'm going to get back on that. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait to hear what else you got coming in the future, man. You inspire me. You inspired me to kind of hop into this lane and really try to get these stories behind what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a void here. And so I just want to thank you for your pathway that you've done, and then ultimately doing the real nigga shit and coming back and seeing the value here and pouring in.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is tight, man.
Man, thank you, man.
I don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you walking amongst the people, man.
Yeah.
That shit is tight.
As much as
you
I
don't
can.
have to. You don't have to. So I just want to thank you for that, man. Thank you for how you move. Thank you for how you wired your foundations or what make you you. Thank you for that.
No,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. The acknowledgement means a lot, man. Black men, we don't be getting acknowledged a lot. So it's like when somebody say something, you might think I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I fucking feel that, dog. I fucking feel that, dog.
Man, so
but I really appreciate that, and it's from a person that is influential in this culture. Me coming back, and trying to get abreast, and trying to just be that, seeing you and what you do, and to hear you say that, it means a lot. And we got to get, I'm supportive of everybody doing that shit to get this shit to the next level, whatever that is.
Yes,
whatever that is, bro. So I love that you're doing what you're doing, and I'm a fan of it, and like. This city needs it. So you should know that it's needed, bro. And don't ever feel like you got to build yourself up to something. If you're doing something, then fuck it, man. When I was playing keys on Lauryn Hill, man, I didn't know if I was ready for that shit, bro. I didn't know if I was ready for any of that shit, man. But it's like, it wasn't up to me to make the decision. It was just up to me to like step into the opportunity. Say yes. Just be yes. Like, I might not be good enough for this. It might be some shit that's over my head, but fuck it. I got the opportunity. I'm here. They ask me. I'm going to say yes. And just do it. Just go for it. Fuck it. Because you might not. And seldomly do people that start something out, that's the beauty of it, that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And, like in the industry, the music industry, it's great when I meet people that don't know what they're doing because they're authentic. They haven't been jaded by the music industry. They haven't been shown what to do. They haven't seen success and got a formula for success. And they haven't done that. And that's where the beauty of art is. Like the ignorance. Like, I don't know how it go. I'm going to just do it. I'm just follow my art.
Yeah.
And, bro, we need more of that in black culture, period. We're so, we're dialed in. We're educated now. We're just to the T. We're on point. We're professional. But I feel like all this shit is just to fit in the white world. And we've been taught, like, the white way of doing things. And we acquiesce to that. And we look to that as, like, the benchmark of our professionals. It's like, no, not really. The idea is, like, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do, how we feel it, without anybody else telling us anything, and it'd be good enough.
That's beautiful, man.
And we believe that. Because fuck that shit.
Come on now. Fuck that shit, man.
You're a person with a passion.
Yes.
And I appreciate you having your passion. And we need it. And I'm so glad that I did this interview today. Thank
Beautiful. You. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be like, hey, man, we doing something. Wait. But nah, I don't be real. But, it's a time, man. Thank you.
It is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the legend,
like
Ron
Rick James
Gilmore. Hey,
come to me. Hey. Let me put the cup down.
Hey.
Just come to me. Hey. Come on with the Ron Records.
Hey, man, this was beautiful, man. Thank you again. Can we get a round of applause for Ron Gilmore?
Yeah. Like drink champs. Let me feel my drink.
This was beautiful, man. Yes, sir. Man, thank y'all, man, for tapping in with me. Thank y'all for watching. Man,
comment, like, subscribe to this bitch.
Yes, come on now.
Right fucking now.
Right fucking now. You heard Ron
comment,
Gilmore.
Like, subscribe.
Come on.
The sauce. The sauce.
God damn it.
Comment, like, subscribe to the sauce. Get that nigga your $5 a month. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Subscriptions, 20 subs.
Oh, man, brother, thank you, man. My motherfucking guy, man.
Are we going to get the thumbnail now?
Yeah, we're going to do the thumbnail, man.
It's going to be real good.
Hey, man, until next time, we out this bitch.
Peace. Bye.
Yeah.
I thought it was done before that. Now we
Let's go. We out.
That's good.